Live from Thomasini Stadium on the campus of Concordia University, Wisconsin, it is Falcons football on the Concordia Sports Network. And a pleasant good afternoon to you watching from Wisconsin and all around the country. Today, the Falcons open the home portion of their schedule against the Augsburg College Augies in a non-conference matchup here on Concordia Sports Network. Good afternoon once again. I am Nathan Kerner. Joining me alongside me is the newest member of the Falcon broadcast team, Brett Ludke. Brett, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me, Nathan. Glad to be here.
It's no problem at all here. And today is indeed the third broadcast in our 2014-2015 Concordia Sports Network season, and the opening salvo in the home portion of the Falcons schedule on the football side. Falcons coming in here with a 1-0 record after a very, very contentious game against North Park. That was a game that went down for the ages, 4 separate Falcons managing to get into the end zone, but it all came down to a field goal kick by David Gonzalez to 25 yards out to win the game. What could have a contest that could have gone the other way.
Absolutely, Nathan. Concordia really looking to come out big here today in their home opener. Great first start last week for them. Exactly the start they were looking for, coming off the conference title, and then start the new season off with a win. Now looking for big, high expectations coming in here, home opener.
And home opener traditionally a part where the Falcons usually struggle. They're usually a team that usually takes their time down the stretch. Coming in here against Augsburg with a 1-0 record, big deal for them, especially considering how North Park almost got the better of them if Gonzalez hadn't sealed the deal here. However, the Falcons' defense really stepping up here. They had 2 interceptions and 6 sacks. Defense usually liking to do their business up front or in the secondary here. Right now, 2 of they're well represented by the captains in those departments there, with Uziel McDermott, the lineman up front, and Brett Waldorf, the defensive back, the 2 defensive captains this year. Aaron Krapfel also on there. Last Saturday he had recorded a career-high 9 tackles and an interception. He's the junior. He really made it have his first start last year, recording at least 1 in his first career interception. So the defense is going to be a big factor here. But the story on offense, the story everyone knows for the Falcons, is definitely the connection between senior quarterback Austin Damashki and his favorite target, wide receiver Garrett Wenzelberger.
Absolutely. And it's a big step for Concordia as they have their experience with their veteran receiver in Damashki, but a lot of new young talent this year. So they're really trying to go through a learning process, constant learning for their young guys. All they really need to do is make adjustments on the fly. Coaches have been very pleased early on, so they're looking to take advantage of that.
Among the newbies who are making a difference, Jeffrey Arredondo, the freshman linebacker, stepping into the game early and doing his part for the team. He managed to record 9 tackles himself, good for second on the team behind Waldorf. He's one of those young players that they're going to look forward to. Also a starter in the defensive end. Richie Guess, a freshman, stepping up already. And we mentioned Damashki and Wenzelberger, these 2 young men, friends on the field as well as off it. The big part of the offense the last 2 seasons, close to breaking several records at this moment here. Austin Damashki also and Garrett Wenzelberger both owning records for the Falcons at this time. Garrett Wenzelberger is 2 receptions shy of being the new reception leader in NAC record history. He's also 3rd in reception yards with 2,236, and number 2 in reception for touchdowns with 30 behind Jamal Thomas of Concordia. Chicago owns all those records. He is creeping up on him here, and there's a good chance he might break a lot of them this season. And Austin Damashki also already holds several records.
Absolutely, same thing for Damashki. And you really like that. You started out with all of Wenzelberger's up-and-coming achievements, and Damashki's already at that point, so those 2 together, you can't ask for a better combination.
Austin Damashki, of course, going to Garrett Wenzelberger, his favorite target. Both players first-team All-NAC. However, things have changed around here. James Saunders, Cody Johnson, Peter Morton all graduating. Therefore, the receiving corps has had to expand. Going along with them, Dylan Krivishine, the new senior, stepping into the role here. He managed to bring down 8 receptions for 51 yards. against North Park. Falling behind him, a newbie on the roster who's really making a difference, Dominic Saragaglia. He brought down 7 receptions for 52 yards for 7.4, and he had 1 touchdown. 3 receiving touchdowns split between Wenzelberger, Krivoshine, and Saragaglia. And we can't ignore one part of the offense that never really gets that much play here, and that is, of course, Shea Glitsky. Shea Glitsky, the sole remainder from last year's rushing offense. Klitsky, normally a hockey player, stands all about 5'2", but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in power and speed. He ran for 114 yards on 17 carries and for a touchdown. His longest was a 19-yard break. And Klitsky, I've mentioned it before, we put him next to Garrett Wenzelberger. These two young men could not look more different than they do, and yet they both bring an explosive edge to this offense.
That's right, Nathan. You talk about having a big 3 right there, and Concordia couldn't ask for much more. Had a chance to sit down with Coach Etter, and he was beyond pleased with Klitsky. He said coming in, yes, he was a smaller guy. He told Coach he wants to play football, and he almost gave him a confusing look because he said, you're not a football player. He's too small, but his work ethic has really paid off for him, and he has made big strides here, coming off a big game last week, now looking to keep it going.
And coming into today is also Military Day. Several veterans organizations on the field, as you probably see in your camera lens right now, including the Marine Corps League, the American Legion, and the VFW, representing everywhere from Badger Lake to West Bend. As we prepare to announce the colors in the national anthem, we will take a quick break, but we'll be right back with a preview of the Falcons' opponent and the starting lineup. So please don't go away. Opening kickoff just minutes away. The national anthem has been played and a rifle volley has been fired. So we're getting ready to start here. Just a few moments. Kickoff soon to come here from Tomasini Stadium as the Falcons look to open up the home portion of their schedule. Give a preview here of the Falcons' opponent. But first, we'll take a quick look at the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference right now. Everyone just 1 week into the season, so not much happening on the conference schedule per se. However, there has been a poll already placed out there. The Falcons have been picked in the coaches' poll and the athletic directors' poll to finish first and repeat on the championship season they had last year, finishing with 12 first-place votes. The next best team was Benedictine with 2 first-place votes and 80 votes overall. Wisconsin Lutheran, the cross-denominational rival here in the city, finishing third. Lakeland was placed in fourth, Aurora fifth, Rockford at last place, but before them, Concordia Chicago. Right now, the Falcons, the only other team in the conference with a win to their record. Rockford managing to pull off a win where they won 34-6. Concordia Chicago has not yet played a game, so you really can't measure them yet, but Aurora, Benedictine, Lakeland, and Wisconsin Lutheran all 1 loss to their record so far here. No one's played in conference yet, still the pre-conference portion of the schedule here, but the Falcons so far off to a pretty good start here Brett, you have to admit the Falcons being picked to finish first, winning their first game, definitely kind of is a confidence booster.
Absolutely. And only one game into the season. Yes, only 2 teams in our conference, Concordia being one with a win, but there's no better way to start. Huge win last week, starting 1-0. That's the only way you can repeat a conference title like that, is to keep it rolling, and that's all they can ask for. Today, however, is going to be a big struggle for them. Augsburg College coming in. A victory for CUW would snap a 4-game losing streak against Augsburg College. Although it's a non-conference game, home opening victory for the Falcons would give them a great deal of confidence to start the season here.
Augsburg College, as you've noted, Brett, has come in here and has defeated the Falcons 3 times since I started playing them in 2008. Their last meeting, the Falcons lost right here at Thomas T. Stadium almost a year ago. In fact, a year and a week ago today, to tell you the truth. It was September 7, 2013. The Aggies won by a score of 51-17 behind the quick legs and the strong arm of their quarterback, Ayrton Scott, who returns here today. But the Aggies are off to a bit of a slow start this season. They got a bit of a black eye coming in here. Not quite the way they usually used to starting off their season. They're usually a very competitive team. They lost 40-3, which is the last way they expect to, open their conference schedule. That can make them dangerous. They lost to Wartburg College in Minneapolis. And Ayrton Scott, who's used to getting the ball in the end zone, having to settle for a field goal. That's not like Augsburg to start their season. And you have to wonder if that won't give them a little extra bit of something to prove here against the Falcons. Falcons coasting off of a win. And Augsburg used to opening their season in dominating fashion, having to come in here having their nose broken.
That's right, and I'm sure Concordia is well aware of that rough start for Augsburg here last week, but they're looking to take advantage of that. And you can't tell me that they're not looking to absolutely come in and destroy them as much as they can, because they're still upset about last season. You talked about quarterback Ayrton Scott. He's coming off a pretty big game, and we know what he can do. So regardless of Augsburg's start, Concordia's still got to keep it rolling.
Ayrton Scott went in rushing. He took 13 carries for a net of negative 34. Usually he's usually a quarterback who can run and throw the ball, so that had to have been kind of a shock for him. He really put it up there against Concordia last year, and he's a very deadly threat. You'd be surprised that he didn't actually do as well as we thought he would.
Yes, that's right, absolutely. Still only 159 passing yards. Last season, he ranked 7th nationally in total offense, 341 yards per game, and that's going to be a big test for the Concordia defense here.
It will be, as a defense that is figuring itself out here as they go. Last year, the exact statistics of it, Augsburg managed to score the first 24 points of the game uncontested in the first half. It wasn't until 8:56 in the second quarter that Concordia managed to respond. Garrett Wenzelberger, of course, being the gentleman there, catching the pass from Austin Damashki. So Augsburg's a team that likes to do their damage early and often. They are about to enter the field here. They're wearing their white road uniforms with maroon pants and maroon helmets. Falcons, of course, in their home uniforms with the blue and the white. The traditional look here. For those of you who haven't watched a Falcon game in a long time, they now have the numbers for their jerseys on the helmets. As we're standing by to see who won the toss, Augsburg still waiting to take the field here at this stage in the game. And it looks to be a pretty nice day. It's about 50 degrees out. The blue sky is to the east. Clouds coming off of the west. We had a bit of a rainy day in Wisconsin not too long ago, yesterday. Here's hoping that rain holds off here and we have ourselves a pretty decent play there on the turf.
Perfect day for football right now, Nathan. Can't ask for much better. I'm sure the guys down on the field aren't complaining much either.
Certainly not. I actually went to a game in West Bend yesterday, and it rained the entire time we were out there. Luckily, I was in the press box, which not exactly insulated, but still, I could not be too happy to be up there in the press box rather than sitting on the sidelines.
You got it, Nathan.
Well,
I'll tell you what. The biggest thing for Concordia here, trying to defend this conference title, it all starts with the defense. As I mentioned, I had a chance to sit down with Coach Etter. And he told me the defense always starts with fundamentals. He has no major certain expectations, but he just wants them to play hard and let their athleticism take over from there. He really wants them to make teams one-dimensional. And biggest thing for them is stopping the run, especially with Augsburg's quarterback, Ayrton Scott, who has an array of options, and what he can do, stopping the run will be a big key for them today here, along with getting all over their excellent quarterback.
First downs being a thing that the Falcons are going to have to really look to here. They allowed 31 last time, and that's going to be a big factor. In any case, is preventing the other team from keeping control of the ball. And first downs is a good way to just stay on the field. And both teams, Augsburg themselves, had 15 first downs, allowing 24 for their opponent, and those can be a big factors. Captain's heading toward the middle of the field for the coin toss. Garrett Wenzelberger and Austin Damashki representing the offensive side. As Brett Waldorf and Uzil McDermott previously mentioned, the defensive back and defensive lineman respectively out there for the coin toss as the head referee is about to do the honors.
Really cool thing about Concordia's team is that their captains were chosen solely by the team and all the players. The coaches had no involvement. They let it up to the entire team, and the team itself chose their captains. So you know that's who they want leading their team. That's a cool thing to see in a team gaining that good camaraderie.
And it seems that here comes the coin toss. Augsburg has won the toss and elected to receive. And the Falcons have chosen to defend the south end zone and head north. So here we go. Augsburg will get first bite as they shake hands, and we're just seconds away from starting. We're starting a little bit late here. We apologize. After all, it is Military Day. For those of you just joining us, there were some ceremonies held on the field. Several veterans organizations, including the Marine Corps League, the Badger Detachment, the West Bend section of the American Legion, and several representatives of the veterans of foreign wars. Even had a nice giant American flag held by several athletes from CUW Athletics. Saw a few of the women's basketball team down there doing the honors. And we're all set to go here. It's going to be Augsburg ball in just a moment. It's like the officials are doing their powwow in the middle of the field as here comes the Falcons kicking team. I previously mentioned Gonzalez, one of the 8 returning all-NAC players. He finished second team as the kicker. And no slouch himself when it comes to nearing records. He is currently 4th in NAC history in terms of points scored with 182. He's actually beating Wenzelberger, who has 180. He also holds the NAC record for scoring in terms of kicking with those 182 points. So everyone talks about Wenzelberger and Damashki, but Gonzalez has been a very essential part of the team. In fact, he made that 25-yard kick that sealed the deal for the Falcons just last week. He's going to head out there and set it up.
Being ahead of Wenzelberger, you know you're a big deal if you're ahead of him in the scoring.
Back to receive for Augsburg, Andre Smith-Brewer, alongside Isaiah Malone, the freshman defensive back, as the Falcons are all set. Kicking from my right to left, as you see in your camera lens, in their blue home uniforms. Gonzalez gives the signal. And here's the kick. Nice little floater's going to come down around the 15, and there's a collision in midfield, but it's going to be fielded by Augsburg. And he's drilled hard, not getting 5 yards. Doing the honors there was Derek Ruff, the junior running back. So the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Augies. So let's take a look at the Augies offensive starters. As we previously mentioned, junior quarterback standing 6 feet 210. It's Ayrton Scott behind center. The lone running back will be Jerice Washington, the senior. along with Hunter Friesen, Joey Sonnenfeld, and Scott Passard. And the wide receiver is Ayrton Scott's all set to go. He fakes. He's going to roll out to his right. There's a throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking for the aforementioned Hunter Friesen, who had to dive forward for it. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Uggies.
Like we said, Nathan, this is where it starts for Concordia's on the defensive end. This is going to be a good test for the defense. Again, they're looking to stop the run and get all over their quarterback, Augsburg's quarterback, Ayrton Scott.
Nick Grundy starting at tight end. Zach Swing and Eric Alfuth are the left tackle and left guard respectively, as Ayrton Scott has 2 out each side, 1 back. He's going to fake the down. He goes for the handoff, and rolling to the first down yardage is Jerice Washington, and that fake really got that Falcon defense.
And that's exactly what they're looking to get all over. Senior running back Jerice Washington is a big weapon for Augsburg, complementing the quarterback Ayrton Scott. It's going to be a tough day for them, looking to get back and forth between the two of them.
The other starters for the offensive line for Augsburg, Dustin Barr at center, and the right side, the guard tackle Connor Hegelson and Bob Rose. Ayrton Scott 1st and 10 from their own 36 for the Uggies. Scott, usual set, 2 on each side. He's going to throw. He manages to find Grundy. Grundy trying to go for first down yardage, but he's tackled by the defensive starters of the Falcons after a gain of about 7. So it'll be 2nd and 7 from, 2nd and 3 from the Falcons. I would say the 43-yard line. Starting defense for the Falcons, Uziel McDermott on the defensive end with Kevin Kern. Joining him is Austin Katz and Robert Pickett in the middle of the line as the Augsburg Aggies come to the line for a 2nd and 4 officially from the 42 is the marker. 2 each side, 1 in the slot, 1 lone back for Ayrton Scott. He's going to drop back the pass. Here comes the rush. He's going to throw to, he's got an open man. It is caught by Hunter Friesen. Tackle made for the Falcons by Malcolm Bowers. Malcolm Bowers, the sophomore, who also played basketball, took a year off from athletics last year. For personal reasons, he's back, but that's first down yardage for the Aggies.
Yeah, not a great start for Concordia here. Exactly what we talked about, looking to come up big on defense, and they're just letting them roll right now.
Inside linebacker for the Falcons, Bryce Nelson. Outside, Alan Medina Gonzalez and Mykar Groves starting. As Scott once again, this time with the tight end on the line, 2 left, 1 right. And Jerice Washington, who's going to fake the handoff of Scott. Scott's going right up the middle, breaking right. He's going to be tackled on the run by Brian Thomas, the strong safety. Richie Guest, the other safety. Calvin Bana and Aaron Krappel, the 2 corners. That rounds out the starting defense, for the Falcons. That was about a 5-yard gain. That'll be 2nd and 5 from the Falcon 43. And the Aggies are continuing to get small yardage as they move down the field.
CUW recorded 6 sacks for 47 yards last week at North Park. 2 sacks being credited to the defensive lineman Austin Katz. Falcons also had back-to-back sacks at the end of the 3rd quarter, so they're looking to keep that going here.
Scott's going to put 3 out left, 1 right, and Washington at his left. And it looks like we have a timeout called as the coaching staff on the Augie side of the line did not like something they saw here. So at 12:23 in the 1st quarter, the first timeout of the day is taken. And Augsburg proving that they can move the ball here. Falcons so far containing them to one side of the field. But it's a bit disconcerting to see Augsburg move the ball so well on their first drive. Once again, this is the home opener. We appreciate you all joining us here today. A lot of Falcon events taking place here across the CUW lane. Thank you for joining us in the Concordia Sports Network. We encourage you to go to CWFalcons.com to stay updated as best you can. Right now, cross country taking place here. The Falcon Invitational started at 11 a.m. with the men's side, a 20-team invite. At 12 p.m., the women's side got underway, running a 6K race. Women's golf right now at the Pilot Invitational in South Bend. Men's golf joining them there. Women's volleyball has actually lost their first match of today at the UW Oshkosh Pizza Hut Classic, 3-1. As we return to action here in football, keep you updated with the scores across the neck. NCW Athletics as Ayrton Scott ready to go again. Same formation as before the timeout. There's the snap. He's going to drop to his left. The shovel pass to Washington. Washington breaks for yardage, breaks off a tackle, and goes down passing the first down yarder. Stop made by Jim Thompson, the sophomore Falcon linebacker. Looks like they're going to mark him just shy. Actually, no, scratch that. Late signal and the chains move. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Uggies at the Falcon 38. As the Uggies take the line. Tight ends on the line. 2 right, 1 left. Washington in the backfield. Scott in the shotgun. He's going to fake handoff. Oh, he gave it to Washington. Washington breaks 1 tackle. He's going for the first down marker. He'll be stopped about 2 yards shy by the secondary. It's like Bowers again on the tackle with a little help from McDermott.
Tell you, Nathan, CUW hasn't fared very well in home openers during Coach Etter's tenure. They've gone just 1-5 and been outscored 278-98. Only victory in a home opener was 13-10 triumph over Trent University on September 12, 2012. Augsburg coming up here, getting closer and closer to the end zone.
To each side, Washington in the backfield. Scott giving signals from the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself. He's going to get the first down yardage and be taken down inside the 25-yard line. Taken down this time by Austin Kotz, the defensive tackle. And Augsburg, so far not going for the long ball in any way here, just keeping it simple, going for 5 yards at a time, and it's really doing the trick. It'll be 1st down and 10. Ball's officially marked at the 23-yard line, as you see on the far hash mark. Once again, putting a tight end on the line. Scott sets him down. And there's the snap. Faked handoff. Scott stumbles for a minute. He's going to go long for the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown, Augsburg. That was Hunter Friesen who beat his man in the end zone. And the first strike at 10:36 left in the first quarter. Hunter Friesen getting the 23-yard strike from Ayrton Scott.
Too easy, just too easy. Right over the middle cover defense.
Coming out for the kick is Brandon Oliver, the sophomore out of Lake City, Minnesota. There's the snap, and the kick is up. And it is good. And it is 7-0 Augsburg, as Augsburg takes their time rolling downfield, a drive lasting 4 minutes and 24 seconds. And there you go. It is 7-0 Augsburg, and this is already beginning to look a little bit like a replay of last year's home opener.
That one-dimensional play on defense is most certainly going to be tough for Concordia. Augsburg drove all over them. But we'll see if they can turn around here on offense.
Falcons offense yet to take the field here, as head coach Greg Etter is going to have to come up with a response. And here comes the receiving team. Falcons needing a bit of a spark here. The 3 back. Austin Padilla is taking the field. Alongside him is going to be Tyler White, the sophomore out of Milwaukee Lutheran. And Aaron Krapfel are the 2 backs. Brandon Oliver out to do the honors for his first kickoff. Falcons need a response here. Once again, 10:36 for those of you just joining us. It's the first quarter. Falcons against the Augsburg College Aggies. It is 7-0 Augsburg.
Watch out for Aaron Krapfel and Tyler White in the backfield. 2 hidden weapons for Concordia, really, that can really make a big impact. Concordia looking for a good drive to get their offense going here. Good run, might I say.
Set up to go is Oliver. He puts the hand up. He comes forward. There's the kick. It's going to go end over end and land right in the arms of Krapfel. Krapfel taking to the left side, breaks 2 tackles, going across the 25, diving to about the 26, 27-yard line. It's a pretty good field position to start for the Falcons, as out comes that starting offense we've talked so much about. Once again, behind center will be Austin Damashki, the senior out of Bristol, Wisconsin. Stands 6'2", He will have Shea Klitzky with him in the backfield, and 4 wideouts, and Dylan Krivoshine, Tyler Majewski, Derek Estvan, and the aforementioned Garrett Wenzelberger. So 4 out, 2 each side, and Klitzky in the backfield as Damashki takes the first one, fakes the handoff, takes it himself, gets thudded at the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard or 2 out of it. If it goes down they're going to mark that one about the 29-yard line. It'll be second and about 8. As Domanski sets him down quickly again, as the Falcons not wasting time with the huddle already. He prefers to get his signals from the sideline. Klitsky to his right. 3 out right. He's going to go out wide early. He managed to find Kribbeschein. Kribbeschein breaks a tackle, spins out, getting it about 3 yards, so small yardage for the Falcons as well to complete their starting lineup. The offensive line, Ben McKay at left tackle, Nick Smith to his right at guard, Brad Mischke, the freshman, at center, Sean Jones, right guard, and Josh Allman running out right tackle as they're wasting no time once again. 2 receivers each side. Klitsky in the backfield. Domanski, he's going to roll left. Here comes the rush. He's going long for Wenzelberger. Got him at the 50-yard line. Did he make the catch? And yes, he did. That was a close one. He was right at the line, but he made the catch. He's inside of Augsburg territory. It's going to be spotted at the Augsburg 49. Big play, first down Falcons.
Tell you what's going to be huge for the Falcons, Nathan, is when the defense is really focused on Domanski and Wenzelberger, the big weapons, is taking advantage of what the defense really gives them.
Klitsky making his first run here, diving for about a yard. Look at the starting defense of the Augies. Chris DeVette on the defensive end from left to right. Tyler Siss, Brandon Vesey in the middle at the tackles. And Koa Wen, the sophomore, standing 230 pounds on the defensive line as Domanski gets ready to set him down. Once again, two receivers each side, his favorite formation. Klitsky in the backfield. He's going to drop back on 2nd and 9. He's going to take it himself. Ball came loose. Diving for several players. It's going to be recovered by Augsburg at the Concordia 45-yard line. And what a turn of events that was. Domanski lost it as soon as the tackle started to go here. A Falcon lineman dived for it, but there was nothing there. And Augsburg, good hustle by their defense. I believe that was Bryce Nelson in the backfield.
Only the first drive for the Falcons there on offense, but I don't know how much you can rely on your main weapons in Domanski and Wenzelberger. You really need to spread it out. I think that's going to be a huge key for the Falcons today.
Yeah.
See if they can get a big stop here on defense and reverse that roll.
And already things have not quite gone the way they want to as Ayrton Scott returns to work. He's going to drop back for his first. Here comes the pass rush. He's going to let it go. And is it caught? No, I believe he was out of bounds. And the signal is they're going to say it was a complete pass. It was a complete pass to Joey Sonnenfeld going up against the defense of Aaron Kraffel. Kraffel thought he had him out of bounds, but no, they're going to say it was a catch. And that is going to spot the ball at the 26-yard line of CUW, and the Augsburg just continuing to roll. So what do you know about that as Ayrton Scott takes him to the line, man in motion. And we have a false start there, snapping a little too early. Jumping up there was the left guard, excuse me, the left tackle, Andrew Kozinski. Jumped, that's a 5-yard penalty, so it'll be 1st and 15 from the Falcons 31.
Tell you, when you're starting with fundamentals, you take everything you can get. A little false start. It's a great start for a defense. Dropping them back 5 yards.
I'll take a miscount there as they'll send 3 receivers out to the left. Jarice Washington still the lone back. Scott set to go, calling signals. He'll drop back. Screen pass, but it's batted down by Deshaun Pullen. Sophomore out of Menominee Falls. He read that one like a book there. It looks like he was playing almost a game of tag with Scott as Scott tried to go for it, and Pullen smacks it down. That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Great to see some other students out here cheering on the Falcons in their home opener. Alongside dance cheerleaders. That's what you're talking about right there. Big game for Concordia here.
2 receivers each side. That's Jarice Washington in the backfield as Scott sets him down in the shotgun. Lazy snap, fakes the pass. He's going to go left this time. He's got his man. That's Sonnenfeld. Sonnenfeld diving across to about the original marker. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 26. Good read there by the linebackers and the defensive secondary. We stand by here.
Third down play is going to be big for Concordia's defense today. Can't look to give up any silly mistakes.
Scott once again, 2 receivers each side, and Washington in the backfield with him. He'll drop back. Here comes the pass rush. He's going to spin out to his left, trying to avoid the sack. He's not going to get away as Waldorf pulls him down to the 39-yard line. Brett Waldorf read it like a book. No one was blocking him, and he came in from the left side and would not take no for the answer.
Great play on third down for the Falcons. Augsburg most certainly did not see that one coming. High pressure up on the line, getting back to the quarterback.
Looks like the punt team will come out here unexpectedly as Waldorf's sack pushes it back to, it's going to be spotted officially to 38. That's 4th and about 17. And we have a false start penalty, as if I look correctly, as the flag comes out. See what the head referee has to say. I was going to say the snap was the illegal portion of that here, so they're going to march back. It'll be 4th and 22 from the 43. Back to receive it is Krapfel. Punting honors is Connor Helgeson, of all people. Offensive lineman also punting. That one's snapped low, but he gets to it, and he's going to punt this one up on over end. And Krapfel's going to let the one bounce. It's going to bounce all the way back, but it's going to be down by Augsburg inside the 5. So good defensive stop here, but now the offense has their work cut out for them on this next drive.
Going to be a good test for the Falcons offense here. This is where your big guys, taller players like Wenzelberger are going to come in to play huge. See if Concordia can get out of this hole here.
Ball officially spotted at the 4 on the far hash mark. They're going to go 2 receivers each side, their favorite formation, with Klitsky in the backfield with Damashki. Damashki inside the end zone receives the snap. He's going to roll back. He's got a bit of time. He's going to go long. He's got a man. And it's dropped. It is dropped by Taylor Majewski. He had it. He had it in his hands, and it bounced off.
Those are ones you can't afford to drop. Great pass there by Wenzelberger.
He had a lead on his man. He would have been gone. He said, "Gone, mama, gone," had he made that catch, but unfortunately, it comes out, and back we go. 2nd and 10 from the 4. 6:02 left in the first quarter. Damashki going to throw again. Just dropping back. Here comes the rush. Out to Wenzelberger in the middle of the field. Wenzelberger breaks one. He's out to the 10. He's running from the outside of the field. He'll be brought down at about the 11, 12-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Big third down coming up for the Falcons.
You know, Nathan, the Falcons lost 2 starters from a season ago that paved the way for CUW's offense to set school records. Anthony Quinones and Will Goodman are gone, but the Falcons return 3 starters, including left guard senior Nick Smith, Sean Jones, and right tackle Ben McKay.
Klitsky stuffed at the line on the 3rd down, so it's going to be 4th and about 3 at the 12. Here comes the punting unit. Its first test of the day. Hunter Breining going to get ready to do the kicking. Try to identify who's back to receive. That is Hunter Frazen.
Not the start Concordia was looking for, but Augsburg just all over them here early on.
Falcons have fumbled on their first drive and punted on their second as Breining is back to receive. The snap, he's got it. He gets it off in time from the goal line. He's going to spin out, bounces the 45 of the Falcons across the 50. Frazen will let it roll, and the Falcons will let it roll a little bit more until it goes out of bounds at about the Augie 44. That's where they will start once again here. It's their 3rd drive. They have scored in their first drive and punted on their second. So the ball will be spotted where the ball rolled out of bounds at the 44. Ayrton Scott getting a lot of work in here today as he once again takes the field with his offense. 4:39 to play in the first. Looks like Scott will go with the tight end on the line. 2 left, 1 right, and Jerice Washington to his left. Quickly becoming his favorite formation as he fakes the handoff and goes left. Going to go to the outside. Past 1 defender. Running for the first down yards before being pushed out of bounds at the Falcon 45. And Ayrton Scott once again proving why he is one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in NCAA Division III. As is yet another first down
Boy, is he
for
quick.
Augsburg. Yes, he is.
Tell you, Nathan, talking about the defense, they've got a lot to prove here, but Coach Etter said he would not trade his guys for anyone in the world. That's the confidence you like to see.
They got the stop before. Maybe they can get it again, as it'll be 1st and 10 from the Falcon 46. 3 receivers right, as you can see on your screen. And low snap, managed to get it up, and get it out. This time he managed to find Sonnenfeld. Sonnenfeld brought down before he can reach first down yardage inside the 40-yard line. That'll bring up about 2nd down and about 3. Spotted officially at the 39 as out comes the offense. All set to go here. 3 receivers right once again. Scott gets the snap, back the pass. Here comes the pass rush. He's out of the pocket, throws on the run. It's going to be caught, pounced into the air, out of the hands of the receiver. The jumping receiver there was Scott Bassard. It looked like he tried to bring the ball in, and it was batted out by a Falcon defender. It's going to be ruled incomplete. 3rd and 3, a big 3rd down up this time for Augsburg.
That applied pressure is going to be the biggest key for Concordia's defense. Right there, almost just came up with a big interception. That's what Coach Etter said is his number one concern is getting after their quarterback, controlling their quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable.
Time of possession is 7:04 for the Augies as it's a big 3rd down. They have 7 first downs so far. Ayrton Scott's going to run for what might be number 8. If the Falcons can get to him in time, he's going to stiff arm his way, and the Falcons are going to knock him out of bounds. This is going to be close. He almost got there. It's going to be all depend on the spot. It looks like they're going to give him the yard.
Yep, looking like a 1st down.
That might have – oh, they're going to give it to him. It looked very, very close to me, but they're going to say he got it exactly at the 36-yard line. And the chains have already moved, and that's that. So the Falcons are just going to have to reset here, as that's the 8th first down for the Augies. And they just keep rolling here. They're going to send, looks to be 3 receivers out to their left. Washington still in the backfield. Erickson Say is the one in the slot. And we have a flag flying. Looks like it might be a missed snap count here. And to delay a game, Augies lost track of the clock and let the play clock go out. So they're going to have to start 1st and 15 now, backed up to about the 41-yard line.
Again, I say this is where the Falcons need to take big advantage. Little breaks like this is going to help them. It's going to help them a long way this game.
That is the 3rd penalty, if I recall correctly, for Augsburg.
Concordia needs a big stop here.
They're on the line, 1st and 15 as Scott fakes the handoff. Here comes the pass rush. He's pushed out of the pocket. Waldorf running up on him. Gets the throw away, and the catch is made. And running into open field is Friesen. Friesen going for the end zone, 15, 20. Going to be brought down by Kraftful at the 3-yard line. And what should have been a broken play turns into a big gain for Augsburg.
Terrible back coverage by the Falcons there. Great pressure applied up front. But not enough. Not enough backup back of the field.
And this looks like it might be coming back.
Sure enough, Nathan.
It looks like it was a hold. That's the reason Scott got out of it. That appears to be the preliminary signal, is the hold was in the backfield. Flag was thrown after the throw had gone off. And that's going to erase that entire play. And the Falcons catch a break big time as a hold erases what would have been a 38-yard pickup.
Can say that again. Big break. Big break for the Falcons here.
It'll be set at the Augsburg 49, so the 10-yard penalty pushes them back into their own territory. It's 1st and 25, so still have 3 tries to make up the yardage, but still no one wants a 1st and 25 as Scott sets him down here. He's going to send 3 out to his left yet again. That's Friesen and Erickson Say in the slot. He's going to drop and roll to his left. Here comes Uziel McDermott. Yeah, Scott bounces off him. He's going to go around and go to the sideline. And good pressure by McDermott forces Scott to scramble away. He may have gotten a yard by the time he went out of bounds. But even then, he did not have the time he needed to run the play he wanted to run. No gain on the play is the official call. It's going to be 2nd and 25 from the Augie 49.
That pass rush up on Ayrton Scott really making him uncomfortable. It's really big here for the Concordia's defense.
They're going to send 3 receivers out to the right now as Scott gets behind center on the 2nd and 25. He's going to drop back from the shotgun. Here comes the pass rush again. He's going to just get rid of it. It's going to be intercepted by Shannon Smith. Shannon Smith, easy interception to the 30. He is gone. 15, 10, 5. He is gone for the touchdown, and it's the Falcons defense who draws first blood for the blue and white. What do you know about that? Shannon Smith, he looked almost like he was the intended receiver. Ayrton Scott threw it right to him.
Just what we said, Nathan. Coming up big on defense, that pressure is just huge, making him throw an ill-advised pass.
What do you know about Shannon Smith, one of the players who's emerging this year, had several tackles last game, getting the interception to spark the Falcons as Gonzalez comes out for the point after attempt and to tie it up with 39.8 seconds left in the first quarter. Gonzalez trying to set it up. There's the kick, and it is good. And it is 7-7 with 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the Falcons come on back, and we have a tie ball game here.
I've had the chance to get to know Shannon Smith a little bit, in fact, and great guy, not just on the field, off the field as well. So it's nice to see him get a big play there.
I actually had class with him 2 years ago. It was ironically a coaching football class. He was a very soft-spoken but very, very attentive young man. He must be feeling good for himself right there. He had 9 tackles last week, one of several Falcon players that have 9 or more. 5 unassisted, 4 assisted. And now he gets the interception, so good on him for there. And the Falcons come back. That first was the penalty that made it a 25 yards to the first down marker. And then the Shannon Smith interception. As Gonzalez once again taking the field to set up the tee at the 35-yard line. Aggies have 39 seconds to make a few plays before the end of the first quarter. Gonzalez will set it up. And how about that? It was the Falcon defense who evens the odds here. Augsburg, time of possession, quite frankly, favors them. They have 11 minutes and 4 seconds with the ball this first quarter. The Falcons have controlled the ball for 3 minutes and 17 seconds, and Augsburg's going to get it right back after the turnover. Here's the kick. Going to be brought in. That is Andre Smith-Brewer. He's going to go. He's got a break out to the 40 to the 50. He's going to be breaks a tackle out to the 40. He might be gone. He is going to be gone. Krappel, the one man to stop him. He bounces off. Krappel leaps into the end zone. They say he stepped out of bounds. They're going to say they're calling back out of bounds at the 10. And there's a flag on the play. Flag goes all the way back to the 30-yard line of Augsburg, so that's going to come back. They thought they had it.
These penalties are unreal for Augsburg today, Nathan.
And that is a hold. It's going to be a hold. That, I believe, is their fourth actually, that's going to be their 5th penalty. Their second hold. They've had 3 procedural penalties. And it's going to be a first down, but they first have to check on the yardage from the 30-yard line, give or take. So it looked like a game changer again. It's going to be walked all the way back to the 19.
Something you can't do no matter what team you're playing for. Just give it up with penalties. It's going to hurt you in the long run.
They now have 5 penalties for 35 yards. They will start at their own 19-yard line as once again the Falcon defense, who changed this game once already, will strut out there. What would have been a game-changing kickoff return has turned into starting back within their own 20. And here comes Augsburg's offense, a little slow out of the huddle. 24.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Ayrton Scott, for some stats, is 7 of 11 for passing for 75 yards. He has rushed for 14 off of 6 attempts, as he's going to wait for the last official to take his position. He's going to put 2 receivers out each side as they are working from a deficit here.
Tie game here at 7. Concordia looking to get a big stop before the quarter's over.
Scott fakes the handoff, takes it himself, right up the middle, breaks 1 tackle. He's going to spin and be brought down by the efforts. That's number 37, Jesse Renicky, junior out of Luck, Wisconsin, making the stop.
Sometimes it's hard to beat that athleticism that Ayrton Scott has.
So they're going to set up here. It's going to be another 1st and 10 as Uxbridge is going to let time expire on the clock. So they're going to switch sides of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Augsburg 34-yard line. As Military Day continues here, we're going to take a quick break ourselves, but just a quick reminder, it is 7-7. We got ourselves a tie ball game between the CUW Falcons and the Augsburg College Aggies. You are listening to continuing coverage of Falcon football on the Concordia Sports Network. Don't go away. Back at Tomasini Stadium, it is the beginning of the second quarter. It is 7-7 as the Falcons managing to even up the odds off of the Shannon Smith interception return. As here we go, we're all set to go as Ayrton Scott, 1st and 10, 34-yard line of the Aggies. He's going to hand that one off to Washington. Washington breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, out to past the 40, trying to get to the 50, dives forward. And they're going to spot the ball about 1 yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 43-yard line of the Aggies. This will be 2nd and 1. And with the way their rushing yardage is going, this might be a pretty easy way to get it. They have 8 first downs so far, 4 of them from rushing. And their 3rd down efficiency so far is 1 of 2. But 2nd and 1. Here's the snap. Scott's going to go back to pass. Here comes the rush. Skids out of it. He's going to fire down the line. He's got a man down there. It's going to be missed. Pass was intended for Joey Sonnenfeld. Aaron Kreffel with the coverage. It's 3rd and 1 now, and now that 3rd down efficiency is going to have to kick in.
Good coverage there by Kreffel. And like we said before, stopping the run, whether it be the quarterback or their senior running back, it's going to be huge for them. The offensive weapons on each side just as equal. It's going to be all about who can take it over on defense.
Scott has 2 left, 1 right. Washington in the backfield. He fakes the Washington, takes it himself. He's going to rush for that 1st down, getting across the 45 to the 46-yard line before he is tackled. And another 1st down. That's the 9th 1st down picked up by the Aggies as they're now inching their way toward the midfield line. And this has been a game of the Aggies in control of the ball. You can get live stats from CWFalcons.com. In the first quarter, they controlled it for over 11 minutes, and they just keep controlling it. 2 left, 1 right, and Washington in the backfield for Scott. Scott in the shotgun. Fakes the pass. He's going to roll to his left. Fires it again. Smith making the tackle on the receiver, Frazen, who managed to catch it just shy of the 50-yard line. Good look there by Shannon Smith. They're going to spot the ball officially at the 49-yard line at the near hash mark. 2nd and 7 for the Aggies. Augsburg will come forward here to the line. Two receivers right, one left. Washington in the backfield, man in motion. Scott in the shotgun. Gets the snap, fakes handoff, takes himself up the middle, makes one tackle. He's out to the 40, he's out to the 35 of CUW. He's going to go out of bounds, stumbling at about the 32, 33-yard line.
You'd think you'd almost already just see that coming.
Ayrton Scott playing a game of fake the handoff and run it himself there, and it's been working for him as it's another first down for the Aggies. The ball officially being spotted about at the 33-yard line of CUW. 1st and 10. Tight ends on the line. Two receivers right, one left. Washington to Scott's left as he sets it down. Shotgun. Dropping back the pass. He's going to go long for the end zone. And a long pass is caught. Caught by Hunter Friesen diving in the end zone for the touchdown.
Perfect pass there by Ayrton Scott. Aggies were shut down offensively last week, but they're really showing up today, proving Concordia's defense wrong.
So setting up for the point after attempt is none other than Brandon Oliver, sophomore out of Lake City, Minnesota. As Oliver comes forward, there's the kick. It's up, and it is good. They're going to wave it off. No, it is not good. It went over the left half, the left post, just on the wrong side, and I've been led to understand we've had some technical difficulties here, folks, as some of you may have had your visual blanked out and maybe blanking in and out. We do apologize for that, but it appears it's being assessed as we speak. We will keep you updated on it. However, we will do our solemn duty and keep you updated with the game one way or another, with or without the power of visual. A little test here for our, it was not her fault, just a random glitch here, but our new camera person, our camera woman, Kelsey Herrera, doing a fantastic job, I will say. Unfortunately, equipment can be faulty and unreliable. She is also a new member of the Falcon broadcast team, so everyone at home, please welcome her to the family. She's doing a fine job here, though she keeps acting like she's nervous or something.
Great new team we have this year. Nathan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with you all, very, very much. Especially you, Kelsey. She gave me the thumbs up, folks, trust me. And they're setting up for the kickoff, as you see, and it's 13-7 on the missed parent after attempt. That changes the game a little bit here. And the Falcons, who have only had about 3 minutes on offense.
Let's see if they can take advantage of that missed kick there. Again, I say, the penalties, missed extra point, the little things matter in the end. You would think Concordia most certainly is looking to take advantage of that. And here's the kickoff.
Oliver kicking off to Kraffel and Tyler White. Looks like White's going to get this one. Gets it about the 15-yard line. He's across the 20. Got to block, has to roll back. He's going to be tied up and brought down just past the 25-yard line. So decent field position for our good friends, the offense led by Damashki, who need to find some time to actually get some time of possession here. Time of possession for them says 3 minutes and 17 seconds since the game started. Not the kind of game you want to play where you barely have the ball. So you're going to go two receivers out to each side, and that is Shea Klitsky to his left. Damashki, wild snap, brought him with his right hand. He's going to go long for Wenzelberger. Wenzelberger, diving catch. Did he make it? They're going to say incomplete. They're going to say incomplete. Wenzelberger, a sliding catch, but they're going to say made contact with the ground before he cradled it. That was a close call. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Close play there. We sure talked a lot about the defense, but the offense really needs to get her going here. Looking there with a good pass to Wenzelberger, just short.
Faked hand off to Klitsky. Damashki going right up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten a yard or two out of it. And this has just been a day of missed opportunities for the Falcons here, but still a lot of time left, as we've not yet played 5 minutes in the second quarter.
Concordia sure going quick here. Really going quick here. No huddle.
Klitsky in motion. Back the passes to Mashke. Here comes the rush. He gets it off just in time. Is caught by Dominic Saragaglia, who had his first touchdown as a Falcon last week. But he doesn't get much yardage out of it, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the punting unit comes out again. And the Falcons not having much time with the ball has been kind of the story here today.
Not the drive they were looking for there, Nathan.
It's a second punt in a row here. They've had 3 possessions. This will be punt number 2. Their first drive started off with a fumble. So both teams have had a major turnover. As Brining sets them down, here's the snap. Gets the kick away just before the blockers can get there. It's going to go end over end, and Friesen's going to let it bounce by him, but he touched it. He's going to have to fall on it, and he does. And Friesen looks like he didn't mean to touch it, but it touched him. And that was a very close call for the Aggies. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Aggie 35-yard line. And out comes the offense, once again led by Ayrton Scott, who have seen the field quite a bit here today. I don't see we have an injured player down for the Falcons. Trying to identify who it is. He's out in the neighborhood of midfield. That's Malcolm Bowers. He's walking off under his own power, so
probably just a bit shaken up, looking all right. Good to see he's walking off.
So 1st and 10 from the 35. As Eder is taking a brief moment to speak to defensive captain Waldorf. So Ayrton Scott to work again. 2 receivers to the left, 1 right, tight end on the line. Reese Washington in the backfield. There's the snap, fake handoff, and Scott will go off to his left. He's got a hole. He's out to the 45 before he's met and brought down by Waldorf and company. He's got that first down, diving for it. An 11-yard pickup for Ayrton Scott, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Aggies. And the Aggies just keep on rolling.
Got to see that coming by now. Ayrton Scott just all over this defense. He sure likes to run, and he's really using that athleticism.
Scott will send 3 receivers to his right, 1 left, Washington in the backfield. As we approach the 10-minute mark, he's going to drop at the pass. Here comes the rush to screen. He's going to give it off to Friesen. Friesen managing to get some yardage out of it. I'd say you get about 4, almost to the diving to midfield. They're going to spot him shy of midfield at the 49. So it'll be 2nd and 7. And that was a textbook screen right there. The Aggies now still in control of the ball. Inside of 10 minutes, 9:40 left to play in the first half. The Scott will have 1 in the backfield and 2 each side. Snap. He has the handoff to Washington. Washington up the middle to the 45 to the 40. He's going to the 35 where he's met and brought down by Brian Thomas. And it's another first down for the Aggies and even more minutes controlling the football.
The rushing game just too strong here for Concordia's defense, whether it be by their quarterback or the halfback.
That brings it to about the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 yet again as the clock continues to roll. They're going to send 2 left, 1 right. And there's Jerice Washington who just ran besides as the tight end goes in motion to the left. Scott gets the snap and gives the handoff to Washington. Washington to the 30 to the 25. He's got an opening. He's got a block to the 15. He's going to be brought out of bounds around the 10. Tackle made. I believe that was Brett Bench making the tackle, saving the touchdown. To be spotted inside, just inside the 10, so Looks to be first and goal Augies. The Augies continue to move here. Scott in the shotgun sets him down. There's the snap. He's going to take it himself to the left. He's at the 10. He stumbles and falls and slides down about the 7 or 8. Looks like he just lost his footing there.
Bit of a break there for the Falcons D. That looked right like he was well on his way into the end zone.
So it'll be second and goal from the 8. As Scott, not usually one to take a fall. Going to try this one more time. He's going to put 2 out right, 1 left, and he's going to have Washington to his right in the backfield. He's going to drop back and go to the air this time, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver. That was Sonnenfeld. Threw it behind him. And another bullet dodge by the Falcons. It'll be third and goal from the 8. As that'll stop the clock for a brief spell.
Don't forget, folks, follow in on our Concordia football game here today, and as well as all of the other athletics here on campus at www.cuwfalcons.com. As Augsburg's nearing the score here, third down, about 8 to go.
Scott sets him down. He's going to put all his receivers to his right with the exception of one. Faked handoff, but it was almost a real handoff, but he keeps it and manages to go right for the end zone. Ayrton Scott, an 8-yard run for the touchdown. And the Falcons' defensive woes continue. It is now 19-7, Augsburg. And that is yet another score here. Hunter Friesen having the first 2. Ayrton Scott taking one in himself. He's been involved in every single score as Oliver comes out for the point after attempt. He missed his second one. This one goes up. And he makes it this time. Your score now with 7:36 with the play in the half is 20-7 in favor of the Augsburg Augies.
You can bet come halftime, Nathan, that Concordia most certainly will be talking about how to stop Augsburg's quarterback, Ayrton Scott. Going into this game, that was their number one concern, and he is certainly out of their control right now.
Ayrton Scott, as we mentioned before, was a big part of the Falcons' loss to Augsburg last year when they lost 51-17. And right now it's beginning to play out to be a bit of a replay. The Falcons' only score coming off defense after a 58-yard interception return by Shannon Smith.
Another score here before half for the Falcons is going to be huge for them.
Falcons have not controlled the ball much at all as of late. And that's been a huge factor here today. Time of possession for the Falcons at an official on the live stats, which you can access through CWFalcons.com. Give the score as 4:53 in favor of the Falcons and 17:31 with the ball in Augsburg. 17:31 once again. Augsburg controlling the ball by more than 13 minutes, more than the Falcons. That has got to be the big factor here and why the Falcons are just playing catch-up. So Oliver will set it up for the kickoff. Krapfel back to receive. Once again accompanied by Tyler White.
Again, CUW looking to snap a 4-game losing streak against Augsburg College.
Oliver has got him online. He comes forward. Here's the kick. End over end. White gets it at the 10. He's going to go to his right, looking for blockers. Breaks one tackle, leaping out to about the 25-yard line before he's brought down. And the Falcons getting almost a mirror image of the field position they got to start their last drive. Hopefully they can do a little bit more with it this time around.
Here comes that offense again, and as we've said, Concordia sure has the potential. Some dangerous threats on offense, but have not seemed to get anything going so far here.
2 receivers each side, and there's Klitsky in the background. Domashki's going to go right back to pass. He's going to get it off. It's going to be caught by Krivishine. Krivishine leaping out to about the 30-yard line. Short gain, but a gain nonetheless. Is Domashki showing the poise for which he's known for. It's going to be spotted officially at the 29. 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. as they're wasting no time once again with a no huddle. Damashki, back to pass again. This time goes right over the top to Estefan managing to dive past the 30-yard line to about the 32. And they'll bring up a quick third down as once again the Falcons, I think a big reason they haven't controlled the ball much here is they really don't go over the huddle. They waste no time. They're going right back to the line again.
Interesting strategy here. You wonder what their mindset was going into that, if that was really their plan.
Majewski out to the right, gets the catch, and he's brought down. It was a first down yardage on the last play. So that'll be second down and quick yardage there. Breaks it out to the 40, so 2nd and 5, and the Falcons once again wasting no time. Majewski out to the right, 3 receivers left. Here comes Damashki back. He's going to go long looking for Wenzelberger. He's got him at the 30, to the 25, the 20. The Gonzalez going to go all the way. Touchdown Falcons.
Picture perfect there, Nathan.
It's Garrett Wenzelberger putting those long legs of his to good use, taking a 6'9" frame all the way on a 65-yard strike by the Falcons. And this game suddenly looks a whole lot different than it did just a drive ago.
Was just about to say that focus on Wenzelberger is really opening up some holes and some other receivers for the Falcons, but they sure found him there. Big score, big throw by Damashki to Wenzelberger.
Damashki threw 2 defenders to find Wenzelberger, just loping his way downfield as Gonzalez for the point after attempt to make it a 6-point game. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is right down the pipe and good. And we are at 20-14 with 6:21 left to play in the half, and the Falcons getting the game changer they needed on the Damashki to Wenzelberger connection. Official total for that one was a 60-yard pass. That improves Damashki to 8 and 10 of yards for 107 yards total. Wenzelberger has made 3 receptions for 86 yards total. And what do you know about that? So the Falcons changed the game quite literally by getting the score they needed. That was a response that they needed to do at some point in time, and they barely improved their time of possession. They have controlled the ball all of 6 minutes and 8 seconds. With 1 turnover and the fumble, which eventually led to the first score by Augsburg. Gonzalez for the kickoff. That is Isaiah Malone.
Definitely the pick-me-up the Falcons needed before halftime. See if they can stop them here after the kickoff before the end of the half.
Isaiah Malone back to receive the kick. Andre Smith Brewer, the other back, Gonzalez. Gets the signal, and here's the kick. That one's going to be taken by Malone. Malone out to the left side. He's out to the 25. He's going to be tackled hard and brought down. That was Shannon Smith who had that 58-yard interception return. He almost put him in a headlock there. Good strong tackle by Shannon Smith. That's going to spot the ball at about the 29-yard line of Augsburg. 6:15 left to play. For those of you just joining us, it is 20-14 in favor of Augsburg. Augsburg's offense doing much of the talk here. The Falcons getting their first touchdown off of a 58-yard interception return by Shannon Smith. They just had a 60-yard strike from Austin Damashki to Garrett Wenzelberger to make it a 6-point game. As Ayrton Scott and company go back to work. Scott now with 2 receivers both sides, and we have a penalty flag being thrown. It's going to be a false start or illegal procedure, looks to be. That'll be the 4th time that's happened on the line for Augsburg today. And, yep, 5 yards back. And it's 1st and 15 again. 6th penalty today.
You wonder what's going on there for Augsburg College with all of the penalties. Again, very crucial for Concordia, looking to take advantage of those little small mistakes.
And Scott brings them to the line, taking out the same formation. Scott gets the snap. He's going to take it himself up the middle. He's out to the 30, to the 35, breaks the tackle. He's out to the 40, the 45. He's got a blocker. He uses the block. He's out to the 35 in Falcon territory, and he's finally going to be brought down on a diving tackle by Aaron Kraffel. And Ayrton Scott continuing to be the story here today as we have a flag in the backfield, though. This might be another one coming back. This might be the third holding penalty to erase a big gain here.
Unreal, Nathan. Concordia lucking out huge there. Once again, no answer on defense for the incredible athlete in Ayrton Scott.
And that is the third time today that a big gain by the Augies was completely erased by a holding penalty. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The flag was thrown at the 35-yard line, so it looks like the ball will be spotted. So technically there was a 1-yard gain on that play, as it will be spotted about a yard ahead of the original line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line of the Augies. So that'll bring about 1st and 14. Isn't that a bit of a weird development? In the end, it was still a gain, but the big part of the gain was erased by the penalty as Scott sets him down one more time. There's the snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to throw in open field. He's got his man. That catch was made by Scott Bassard. Bassard brought down past the 35-yard line to about the 36. It'll be second and about 3. And Scott showing that he has the arm to go with the legs as he brings him to the line of scrimmage. He's going to put the tight end on the line, 2 left, 1 right, and Jarice Washington as the man goes in motion to the left. Scott gets the snap. He's going to hand off to Washington. Washington's up to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, and he's going to finally be tackled in Falcon territory, diving for the 45-yard line.
Running game is absolutely huge for the Augies today. But you better believe head coach Frank Hagee for Augsburg cannot be pleased with all of the penalties.
15 first downs for Augsburg, 15, count them, 1-5. That's been the big story here today, and the Augsburg Augies continuing to control the ball here. Coming into the stride, they have 17:31 time of possession. That's got to be over 20 minutes now as they bring him to the line one more time. 2 left, 1 right. Washington in the backfield. And the handoff's going to go to Washington again. He's going to get up to about the 41-yard line from being brought down by a slew of blue jerseys. Among the Falcons, helping to make the stop was Jim Thompson, the inside linebacker.
16 first downs now for Augsburg College versus Concordia's just simply 3 on offense. That is the biggest difference in the game right now.
As Augsburg continues to control the ball here, reminder that there are a lot of Falcon athletics going on here today, including the Falcon Invite. We'll keep you updated with them as best we can, coming up around halftime, which is in about 3 minutes and 52 seconds. But back to the field. Scott in his familiar formation, 2 left, 1 right, and Washington beside him. He's going to roll to his right this time. Here comes the pass rush. He's going to go long. It's going to be a big one, and it's going to be a flag is coming out. Intended receiver was Sonnenfeld. And Sonnenfeld, and then the flag came out. Kraffel on the coverage. It looks to be a pass interference in the Falcons, and that would be a big deal.
Tough call there. You thought at first he just got his hand in there to tip the ball out, but looks like there was a little bit of contact going on there.
Defensive pass interference against Kraffel is the official call. And that is a big deal for the Augies, as that brings them a little bit closer.
Kraffel not happy with the call there.
There were a lot of in the secondary, the defensive secondary, who weren't too happy with the call. Several Falcons trying to plead the case, but the ball will be placed at the 26-yard line of Concordia. So CUW once again having to tighten up closer to their defensive end zone.
Aaron Kraffel, a big leader on this Concordia defense. Career high 9 tackles and an interception last week.
Scott hands it to Washington. Washington makes it past the line of scrimmage before being pulled down just past the 25-yard line. And they're going to spot him exactly at the 25. 2nd and 9 is 3:22 off the play in the half. For those of you just joining us, once again, it is 20-14 in favor of the Aggies on a sunny 50-degree day. Wind not much of a factor. 2 receivers left, 1 right, man in motion. Dries Washington to the backfield, very familiar formation. There's the snap. Handoff to Washington, goes up the middle, makes it to the 20-yard line before he goes down. As the Falcons tightening up that run defense. Trying to get rid of the big gains. Ball will be spotted exactly at the 20. That'll bring up 3rd and about 3. Big 3rd down here for the Falcons defense. As 3rd down efficiency is 3 of 4 for the Aggies.
Exactly the stop they were looking for there. Big stop of the run.
Scott once again puts the man in motion. 2 left, 1 right. In the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's going to take it himself. He's going to stutter and step and dive for it. Did he get it? He's close. Tackler got to him. Looks like they're going to mark him 2 yards shy. He dove for it and skidded for it, but it looks like the ball, his knee was down at the 19-yard line. So out comes the field goal unit. Big stop for the Falcons as Oliver going to have to attempt.
Not wasting any time here. Quick lineup for the Aggies.
A 36-yard field goal coming up here. Oliver winds up, fires. It's a low kick. Did it make it? It is good. Looked like it might go wide left, but it just gets in there just inside the uprights, and that makes it 23-14. It is now a 2-score game for the Falcons, but they have a minute 37 left to try to make their quick-moving offense, and take it downfield. Get one more score before halftime.
You got to think CUW is much happier with that defensive drive, though. Stopping the run there big, 2 plays in a row. Big tackle on the running back, and also getting Ayrton Scott to come up short from the rushing first down.
Just what the doctor ordered. However, the Aggies still get 3. So here we go now with the Falcons, who have not really controlled the ball here. I keep pressuring that point. They've had 6 minutes and 8 seconds with the ball in one first half here, but they have a minute 37 seconds to do something with it for halftime. And they will receive the kick in the second half. So we'll see what they can do here as Krapfel and Tyler White once again take their spots as Oliver waiting on the ball out there in the 35-yard line.
Minute 37 here left in the half. See if they can get a little spark going here.
Standing by as Oliver brings them out of a huddle. See what kind of field position the Falcons can deal with a minute 37. And here comes maybe the final kickoff of the second quarter. End over end. White's going to take it. Gets it at about the 10. He's out to the 20. He's got a hole. He's out to the 30. And he's going to be brought down about the 33-yard line. Excellent position to start for the Falcon offense. This Falcon offense, as we mentioned, likes to move fast, and they like to move without a huddle really to discuss what's going on here. So a minute 30 is now officially on the clock here. 90 seconds might not be that much for the Falcon offense as they take the field, ready to go. Receivers out, 3 to one side.
Just what they need here with their quick offense.
Domashki changing the play.
Scans the field, didn't like what he saw.
He's going to drop back. They're going for the passing offense. Here they come. It's going to be a screen to Klitsky, and he overthrows Klitsky. Looks like Klitsky was about a step and a half behind where he should have been to make that grab.
Looked like that one was possibly even tipped.
I believe it's a minute 25 on the clock here for the Falcons. That makes Domashki 8 of 11 passing. He'll bring his 3 receivers out to the right this time. Send Majewski out to the left. He's going to drop back. Here comes the rush. He's going over the top to Majewski. It's intercepted. It is intercepted. Intercepted by Denzel Anderson. They're going
he's
to rule it
calling
incomplete. Looks like the ground made contact with it as Denzel Anderson was coming down on top of it. That is a break for the Falcons.
Sure enough.
I say he didn't have positive control. He went down. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 33.
Great coverage there by the Augies D. Risky pass. Concordia lucked out.
Falcons going with Sarah Gaglia alongside Wenzelberger on the left side. Going to each side this time. And Damashki's back again. He's going long for Wenzelberger. Got him this time in open field on the sideline. And he went out of bounds at about the 47. He would have been gone had he managed to keep his feet in bounds. We're going to say he could not keep that right cleat from touching the sideline. But with a minute 13, that's a first down and a big first down at the Augie 47. Falcons going right back to it. 3 receivers to the right. Majewski to the left. Back is Damashki. Here comes the rush. He's going to throw it off. He's got a man in open field. Does he make the catch? Diving forward. They're going to say incomplete. That was Sarah Gaglia. Could not get the feet in bounds. That'll make 2nd down and 10. And look at this movement. In 24 seconds, the Falcons have managed to drag the ball all the way to the 47. And this was only one play. 2 receivers each side this time. Here back goes Damashki. Going over and over again to Estvan. Estvan rolling out to the first down yardage. Does he have it? Small yardage, and they got it. It's going to be spotted at the 36-yard line. First down Falcons. A minute now left. Exactly 60 seconds to work. Sarah Gaglia and Wenzelberger out right. Estvan and Majewski out left. Back to pass he goes. He's going to go over the play. He's got Majewski. Majewski across the first down yards and diving for it past the 25-yard line. 53.9. That stops the clock so they can move the chains. Play clock, however, is running.
Looks like
and we have an Augsburg player down. See if we can identify that number. Looks like trying to identify it from up here is a little difficult. Looks like 52. That would make it Zachary Dent.
Just the position the Concordia Falcons wanted to be in here with just a minute left in the half here.
And the trainers are on the field alongside the injured player. I believe that's Zachary Dent. I see a 2 on his jersey, but I can't really identify him from this distance. And the Falcons going from their own 33.
Looking pretty shaken up here. Lyon with his back on the ground. Now he's sitting up.
Still can't quite identify the player, but he appears to be about to be taken off the field. And actually that is number 32, Alan Mendina Gonzalez. But he's walking off under his own power with the trainers beside him, so it looks like he's going to be all right.
Big impact player for the Augies on defense as well in Gonzalez. Junior linebacker, 6 foot 230.
23-14 your score, 53.9 left for the Falcons to get one more strike as the play clock is signaled to go on the 1st and 10. 2 receivers each side. Damashki goes back. He's got time to have to take it himself. He's going to have to run. He's going to run to his right. He's going to get sacked, and he's going to try to get rid of it, get it out of bounds. And that was a big, almost a sack there by Mykar Groves. Managed to grab Damashki by his shoulder pads. Damashki got it out of bounds just in time. That stops the clock at 37.1 and will bring up 2nd and 10. A flag came out. They're waving it off. I think the initial call was going to be roughing the passer because that was a pretty heavy grab on Damashki's shoulder pads. So they're going to call it pass. There may have been some confusion down there by the officials. I think Augsburg wanted an intentional grounding, but the ball was thrown out of bounds past the line of scrimmage, and the Falcons wanted a roughing the passer when Damashki was grabbed almost by his collar. But there's no flag on the play according to the head referee, so here we go.
Yep, they were most certainly looking for that Intentional grounding call. See what happens right here.
Demeshki back. He's going to have to follow the pocket himself. He's going to go for the end zone, looking for Wenzelberger. Leaping catch. Did he make it? Waiting for the signal. It's a touchdown. Garrett Wenzelberger. Almost dual possession, but he wrestled it away. His second touchdown nab of the day, and Garrett Wenzelberger
just lobbed that one up in the back right corner of the end zone, about 25 yards out. Lobbed it up for Wenzelberger to go and get. And his height plays to an advantage. Touchdown Falcons.
And Austin Demashki now holds the record for NAC passing touchdowns. That is his 70th career passing touchdown, so congratulations to him. Yet another record broken by a Falcon. 27.3 seconds remaining, and the point after attempt is going to go up and good. And it is a 2-point game. 23-21 with 27.3 seconds left in the first half. And what do you know about that? The game has changed yet again.
Just what CUW was looking for there with about a minute left in the half.
Some other action around the NAC at this current juncture. It's a halftime with Rockford taking on Ripon. It is 14-14 there. No word back on Benedictine versus Carroll. And coming up at 6 p.m., it'll be Concordia Chicago versus Chicago University. So we'll keep you up to date with that. And what do you know about that?
What do you know is right. Didn't even need that full minute to get a touchdown. Falcons offense really hurried down the field. Threw together some nice plays. Now about 27 seconds left here.
So Ayrton Scott with only 27.3 seconds left to work with. As Gonzalez sets it up for the kick. Once again back will be Isaiah Malone and Andre Smith-Brewer. And it is confirmed, Austin Demashki, now the new record holder of touchdown passes in NAC history with 70. So congratulations, Austin. Once again, you've shattered a record and just furthered your legacy here at CUW. But back to the task at hand as Gonzalez kicks it off. Under to Malone. Malone gets to the 25, short kick, but he's going to be swarmed by blue jerseys and only get it out to about the 35. Good tackle there on behalf of CUW by Calvin Baina out of Appleton, Wisconsin, Fox Valley Lutheran grad. So Scott and company with the ball on the 35-yard line.
My hometown as well. Great to see Calvin with a big tackle there.
Ayrton Scott now, 23.6 seconds to work. But there's the difference between Augsburg and Concordia's offense. As CUW likes to use the no huddle. Ayrton Scott seems like it take his time figuring out the play. He's going to have to move faster. He wants to make something happen with it. As he's going to go off and fake the pass to Washington. He's going to go up to 35, excuse me. He's still up on the tackle. And he's going to be drilled and brought down by Kevin Kern. And how do you like that? Kevin Kern goes hard or goes home. Kevin Kern.
Looks like they're going to let the clock run out here. Sure enough.
Sure enough, that's it. Kevin Kern, last play, drills it. And the Falcons off to a bit of a slow start. But, however, they managed to kick it back into full gear. They are now only down by 2 as we go into halftime. It is 23-21 Augies. We're going to take a quick break here for halftime, but we'll be back with some first half stats and, of course, the second half in just a few moments, about 20 minutes to end the halftime. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Please don't go away. There is much more to come on the Concordia Sports Network. Once again, it is the Augsburg Augies 23, the Falcons 21 at halftime. Well, the Falcons have managed to make a game of it here. Coming into halftime, they are trailing by 2, 23-21 your score, the Augsburg Augies. And we need to take time to recognize some record-breaking performances here today. Austin Damashki is now the holder of the NAC record in passing touchdowns with 70. He's also the record holder for passing yards in a career with 7,600 exactly. He has passed for 174 yards today on 12 completions out of 18 attempts. So you got that there. Garrett Wenzelberger with 2 receiving touchdowns is now one shy of tying the Concordia University Wisconsin record set by Chris Hanratty between 1995 and 1998. He is one shy. Hanratty had 33. Wenzelberger has 32, so that might be going away very shortly. Wenzelberger also has the record for pass receptions in the NAC history with 198. And the record, he has actually moved up a spot in reception yards. He has 2,360 now. He's 3 in NAC history there. The great Jamal Thomas, whose records he's approaching breaking. He's already broken the pass receptions. Has 3,534 reception yards. And, Brett, what a first half that was. For a while there, it looked like Augsburg was firmly in control of this game. And what do you know? Turns out they're not coming into the second half.
Absolutely. Rough start early on for Concordia, offensively and defensively. But then they sure turned it around, made a couple big stops on defense, got used to seeing that run from Scott, the quarterback for Augsburg, and their senior running back as well, and then answered with a big touchdown just before the end of half, now looking to come into the second half on a strong note.
Augsburg College drew first blood at 10:36 in the first off of a 23-yard pass from Ayrton Scott to Hunter Friesen. Augsburg was shocked suddenly when Ayrton Scott threw a very rare interception to Shannon Smith for Concordia. He ran it back for 58 yards to tie it up with 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Augsburg got another chance as Hunter Friesen once again getting the connection from Ayrton Scott, this time for 33 yards right into the end zone. But the missed kick made it 13-7. Augsburg would then have to rely on Ayrton Scott's legs as he managed to pound in an 8-yard run at 7:36 left in the second. Score going up to 20-7. CW responds with Wenzelberger, a 60-yard pass from Austin Damashki, taking it all the way with 6:21 left. That made the score 20-14. Augsburg's next possession, the defense of CW finally did its job at the goal line, held, forcing the field goal, making it 23-14. And once again, after only having 90 seconds with which to work, Wenzelberger took it from the Concordia 33 all the way down to the 24 line and connected with Garrett Wenzelberger in the near corner of the end zone. And that gave us your score here of 23-21. And now the Falcons, who lost the toss, and Augsburg, who elected to receive in the first half. So the Falcons will send Krapfel and Tyler White back to once again receive the kick. And we'll see what Damashki and company do. They have the first possession of the half, and we've seen how fast they like to move and how effective they can be. Oliver, all set to go. Puts the arm up, and here's the kick. White is going to come underneath it. He gets it at the 15. He's out to the 25. He's out to the 30. Trips over a player and rolls his way just shy about the 40. See where they spot it. It'll be between the 35 and the 40-yard line, give or take. Excellent field position for Damashki and company to start on this record-breaking day here.
Nice run to start the second half there for Tyler White. And Concordia offense looking to start real strong here and drive down, get in a better rhythm, better groove than they did in the first half.
Austin Damashki, all set to go, gets the snap on 1st and 10. He connects to Wenzelberger over the top. Wenzelberger diving just shy of the 45. About a 6-yard gain to start the drive. I mentioned before, the Falcons barely controlled the ball for 5 minutes in the first half. And it turns out they showed why they don't like to control the ball, why they like to move the ball fast, and here they go. With the 4-receiver set, Damashki's going to have to run out of the pocket. He's going to run forward, fires it. He's got his man in Krivoshine. Krivoshine to the 20. He's going to be tackled from behind and slides down about the 18-yard line. And Dylan Krivoshine, the senior, who first started making noise last season as a backup to the 4-receiver set, getting his starting time this year, his second start of his career. And what do you know about that? Shows why. 1st and 10 from the Augie 19. Domashki going out wide. Krivoshein again. Krivoshein spins off a tackle past the 15 and down out of bounds at about the 12. And the Falcons are already rolling and within striking distance.
Again, what we really talked about in the first half, big emphasis is that focus on Domashki and Wenzelberger, especially out wide. Create some open space for some other receivers. Big connection there.
In the 2nd and 4, we have a flag. It looks like a false start penalty. Done by the judge on the far side. Looks like Krivoshein jumped. So ironically, even though he did most of the hard work on that drive, he's going to bring it back. It'll be about a 2nd and 9.
You got it. 2 big catches by Krivoshein. And a quick little penalty, but Concordia still in good position here to try to get an early score.
In field goal range, so there's that option if it fails, but at 2nd and 9, Domashki going over and managing to find a connection. This time he went to Derek Estefan. Estefan gets out of bounds at about the 15. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 7. So 2 receivers each side, the same set they've had the entire time. Klitsky in the backfield.
Big play right here on 3rd down.
Domashki resets him. Play clock's at 12. Dropping back is Domashki. He's going to roll out to his right, looking for the end zone. Going for Krivoshein in the corner, and it's incomplete. So what do you do here if you're Coach Greg Etter? You send out David Gonzalez, apparently. Here comes the kicking team to try to get that lead one way or another.
And I don't know if the pass right into the end zone there was the exact answer. Still could have gotten that 1st down, give him 4 more plays to get into the end zone, but thankfully here still in field goal range. Gonzalez with a big kick here.
Falcons are set. Here's the snap. Kick is up. It's end over end. Is it through? It is good, and the Falcons have the lead. 12:56 left in the 3rd, and the Falcons, through grit and determination, get that lead. But look out, Ayrton Scott's going to get his turn with the ball here. But for now, the Falcons have taken their first lead of the game, 24-23 over the Augsburg College Aggies.
That's exactly how CUW wanted to start this second half. No matter how the score, nonetheless, a score and a field goal there. Strong note to start the second half. And now with a 1-point lead.
But Ayrton Scott and company having to operate for a deficit from the first time. Time of possession. Last half was 22-42 out of 30 minutes total. They're a team that has really tried to control this game by ball possession. But for the first time, they're operating from a deficit. Gonzalez waiting for the ball from the back judge.
You make a great point there, Nathan. Augsburg has indeed been working with the lead the entire game. So a little more pressure now on quarterback Ayrton Scott. See what happens here after a big kickoff by the Falcons.
We'll see here in just a moment as Gonzalez puts them on the line. Standing by, and here comes the kick. It's going to be fielded by Isaiah Malone. Malone up to the 30. He gets ripped and put down by, and they're going to penalize Shannon Smith there. Shannon Smith looks like he went for the collar or the face mask, one of the two. He went high on that tackle, and that's what's going to get him.
Great tackling. They got wrapped up, but unfortunately looking like the hand onto the collarbone or the face mask there. That's what'll hurt you.
And Shannon Smith called for the face mask. That's a 15-yard penalty. As what would have been a good stop there is going to force the Falcons
And that is the last thing the Falcons need, without a doubt, because further down start yardage for the Augsburg Aggies just helps quarterback Arden Scott that much more. 2 receivers on each side. We'll see what happens here.
1st and 10 from the 44. So keep it himself, and he is stopped, managing to spin for some yardage. But the Falcons saw that one coming that time. Brian Thomas, the safety, making the tackle standing up. 1 yard gain. Officially, it'll be 2nd and 10 as the Aggies look like they're trying their hand at the no-huddle offense.
And go figure, another run by Scott.
Scott rolls out to his right and finds his receiver. Smith making another tackle, trying to fight 3 was the receiver, Hunter Friesen. Looks like he dove and got the first down coverage. So reset, here we go. Here's another first down. The ball will be placed just shy of the 45-yard line of the CUW. Scott, handoff goes to Washington. Washington up the middle, leaps over the 40-yard line, diving to about the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 2. As this team moving as fast as they want to, as it's 11 minutes and 52 seconds till the end of the 3rd quarter. And what's becoming very much an offensive contest. Scott dropping back. He's going to throw. He's got time. He throws it down low, looking for Washington. Looks like he mistimed that one. Good coverage by the Falcons, leading to 3rd and 2.
Again, the Falcons defense looking to make teams one-dimensional. Specifically here today, stopping the run.
To remind you that women's soccer is about to play very, very shortly here against UW Stout. There's audio available over CWFalcons.com. But Ayrton Scott's going for Friesen in the corner, and the catch is made. Excuse me, that was Joey Sonnenfeld making a diving catch under coverage. He's going to slide down and about inside the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Aggies. And they just don't miss a beat. So 1st and goal from the 5. Friesen will go out to the right. To the left is Sonnenfeld. Scott hand off to Washington. Washington up the middle, diving for the end zone. Just shy. Looks like Waldorf came forward and made the tackle.
Concordia doing a much better job stopping the run as we focus the emphasis on that, but a big pass downfield will hurt you just as much.
Andrew Sprader had a little to do with that tackle as well as Scott sets him back down. He's going to he gives the handoff to Washington. Washington tripping his way. Is he making it into the end zone? And it is a touchdown. He managed to make it in there, getting his torso in there just enough. And it is another score by the Aggies. This is now 29-24 as they bring out Brandon Oliver to make this once again a 6-point game. Snap, good hold. There's the kick. And he sends that one wide left. And another missed point after attempt. And what do you know about that? It is a 5-point game. So the Falcon lead didn't last very long, but they are still within striking distance here.
2 missed extra points now for the Aggies. Another bit that the Falcons hope to get on top of and capitalize on.
So what do you know about that? So here we go. The Falcons getting the ball back very, very quickly. That lead, as I mentioned, did not last long. Quick update of the NAC schedule at the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran leading Trinity International by a score of 22-21 at halftime. Augsburg, as we mentioned, leading Concordia, and Rockford and Ripon still at halftime. It's 14-14 there. No report from Benedictine versus Carroll. And Concordia Chicago takes on Chicago University later tonight at 6 p.m. You can go to nacsports.org, the official website of the Northern Athletic Collegiate Conference. So you check out all the stats you want, standings. As I mentioned, news and weekly awards. As Brandon Oliver sets up for the kickoff. Thanks to his team's offense, he's been doing a lot of work today with the kick. So Tyler White and Krapfel back once again. We'll see how quickly the Falcons can respond as they already put some points on the board in the half. 10:39 left in the third. And Oliver's kick. Once again going toward White. He'll make the catch at the 10. He's out to the 20. Breaks off a tackle, trying to spin to the 25, but he is wrapped up and brought down hard by Raymond Carter, the freshman out of Jordan, Minnesota. It's Damashki and company back out on the field, ready to work.
Special teams got the best of Tyler White there. But here will be a good test for the offense, starting back a little bit farther.
Damashki going with the two receivers each side set, one of his favorites. Klitsky once again with him in the backfield. He's got Majewski and Estefan out right. That's Wenzelberg. He's going to give it to Klitsky. What do you know about that? Up to the 30, diving for the 31-yard line. The Falcons really have not gone with the run much today here, but they decided that time it was a perfect time to give it a shot. That is only their sixth rushing attempt here today as they go back to the two-receiver set. Fake the handoff that time. Damashki has trouble coming. He's going to get rid of it. Throws his open field, overthrowing. It looked like he was trying to go for Wenzelberger, but under pressure threw a little high. That'll bring up 3rd and 3. So we're going to put same formation as Damashki looks over for the signals. They get their signals from the sideline. That's why they try the no huddle. Damashki back to pass. Finds Wenzelberger. He's open. Looks like a free play as a flag comes out. Wenzelberger's got the first down past the 35. I'll see whether the penalty is. If it was an offsides, they'll get it automatically. This might have been a free play anyway, but good effort there by the Falcons. Oh, no, it's like it's against the Falcons. An ineligible man went downfield. Interesting call.
Tough break there.
So 3rd and 8 from the 26.
Tell you what, you talk a lot about those weapons on the receiving end, but don't forget about Shea Klitsky, senior running back for the Falcons. Ran for a career-high 114 yards and a touchdown last week.
Big third down for the Falcons. Back to goes Damashki. Bullet pass, and he misses his intended target. Derek Estefan, out comes the punting unit. And the Falcons, due to a penalty, erasing the first down yardage, are going to have to give it up pretty quickly. So comes Brining yet again. Once again, a reminder, women's soccer starting. For those of you who want to see that, coming to CWFalcons.com. There should be a link on there for our second Ustream channel. CW Falcons 2, creatively named, as Brining puts the punt up, and it's a high one. Very nice. Friesen takes it, shy of the 35. He's going to get wrapped up and brought down quickly. Doing the tackle was Kevin Kern. But still, very good field position for Ayrton Scott to work with, and we've seen already what he can do. It is 29-24 with 9:24 left to play in the third quarter.
Looks like they're just about ready over there in Fitting Field to start the soccer match. Exciting day for CUW athletics all around. And how about the ceremonial opening of the tennis courts here at Concordia, Wisconsin this morning? Great to see for the campus and student life of Concordia.
Ayrton Scott, 1st and 10 from the 36, 2 receivers each side, and Washington within the backfield. He's going to pass his first play. It's batted down. Excellent effort there by the Concordia front line, as that one was just barely left Ayrton Scott's hands before it was swatted right back at him. Getting a hand on it was William Turner Jr. 2nd down, Scott fakes, goes to his right, and Kevin Kern manages to wrap him up at the 40, which could have been a big gain in the first down yardage, is held to 3 or 4 yards.
Big takedown there by Kern. Managed to hang on to him before Scott could let loose. Would have been gone there.
So 3rd down and about 5 from the 40-41 yard line. Scott drops back, rolls to his left. He's going to fire it. He's got Friesen in the open field past the 50 and going to the sideline out of bounds at about the 44 line of Concordia, and the Augies continue to move. So 8:46 left here. Connection to Friesen puts it at the 44 Concordia, 1st and 10. 2 receivers each side. Washington the backfield. Scott back to pass. Here comes the rush from McDermott. He's going to go out to Washington on the right side. He's going to go out to the 40. A nice little waiting play there. That'll bring up about 2nd and about 4, I would say. Ball spotted at the CW 38. It's going to be a handoff this time to Washington on that, as Washington spins out for 1st down yardage and makes it to the far sideline at about 31 yard line, give or take. Actually, it's about the 32 for another 1st down for the Augies, and the 1st downs continue to add up.
Yes, Nathan, that's what's going to hurt Concordia's defense the most. Failing to get a stop on 3rd down, and due to that,
another handoff to
Augies
Washington. He goes right up, and he's out to the 20. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down at about the 17 yard line. This time it was, I think, Brett Bench. And another 1st down for the Augies, and the 1st downs have been the thing. Coming into this drive, they had about 22 of them. And this time, Washington on the run, he is pushed back hard. Stuffed at the line for the Falcons, Austin Kotz and Will Turner Jr. Plugging up the line. It's a loss of about 2. 2nd and 12 from the Falcon 20. Ayrton Scott will go 3 left, 1 right, and Washington in the backfield. Back goes Scott. Screen to Washington. Washington back past the 18 to the 15. And he's brought out of bounds and down at about the 16 yard line, shy of the 1st down yardage. But it made up a lot of the loss. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Crapful with the tackle.
no huddle here.
To each side. It was like he's going to fake it to Washington. Ayrton Scott across the 10. He's going to spin down. I believe he has the 1st. So they're going to say it's a yard short. They're going to mark him short. It's going to be 4th down from the 9. That's like Ayrton Scott will stay on the field. Augies are going to go for it. They lead 29-24. Gutsy play here, even with a lead. It's not a big enough lead to really make that much of a difference. They're going to send the tight end on the line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Washington in the backfield to the right of Ayrton Scott. Tight end in motion to the right. Here's the snap. Scott gives the handoff to Washington. Washington up the middle. He's got the 1st down yards. He'll be brought down at about the 2 yard line. So it will be 1st and goal, as the 4th down conversion is good.
Better believe at halftime, Concordia coaches put an emphasis on stopping the run, doing a little bit better job here in the 2nd half, but Augie still threatening to score here close to the goal line.
Ball spotted at the 3 yard line. Tight end unlined to the left. Huggies are putting 2 in the backfield. They got a fullback in there in Derek Ruff. And going right on them with the sweep. And Ayrton Scott is tight arm, brought down by Uziel McDermott, dragging him onto him by his jersey and dragging him down about the 9-yard line for about a 5-6 yard loss. Uziel McDermott coming through, and Ayrton Scott on the option. Didn't get a chance to really, didn't have much options there at all to use a punt as McDermott managed to grab a hold of his jersey and just drag him down. So it'll be a 2nd and goal from the 8, 5-yard loss. You got to give the credit for Uziel McDermott in that effort. So here comes Scott and company. 3 receivers left, 1 right, and with Washington in the background. Option again. They're going to give it to Washington. Washington trips and falls at the 10, and he is down by several blue jerseys. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 10.
That's what you like to see right there. Big stops the last 2 downs for Concordia. Hate to say it, but you almost like to see Ayrton Scott and Washington get pulled down more and more because they're such a threat.
That'll make it 3rd and goal from the 11 is where it's spotted with 4 minutes left to play in the 3rd. Ayrton Scott sends 2 receivers out. Both sides, Washington with him in the backfield. Scott gets the snap, going back. He's going to drill it for the end zone. It's caught and spitting out of the tackle is Scott Bassard for the touchdown. Scott Bassard cut it at the 1, a tackler on his back, scooted out of it, and Ayrton Scott and company managed to get the score they were looking for. It is now 35-24 in favor of the Aggies.
And sure enough, Ayrton Scott threatening with the pass as well.
Out comes the kicking team once again. Unless it looks like they're making some transitions here. Scott looks like he's staying on the field. It looks like they're going for the 2-point conversion. An attempt to make this a 13-point game. And sure enough, they are. 1 receiver each side. They got the fullback back in there. And Derek Ruff. And Scott will roll out to his right. He's going to look to the end zone, and he overthrew his receiver. And no 2-point conversion for him, but it's still an 11-point game here. Falcons need 2 touchdowns to take this lead back with 3:47 left to play. It is 35-24 in favor of the Aggies. So what do you do if you're the Falcons here? You need to go for the end zone at this stage in the game. You could have settled for a field goal before because that would have given you the lead, but at this stage, it looks like going for the end zone is a necessary evil.
As we said, great start to the half offensively for the Falcons, but just let that quick lead get away. Let the Aggies really drive down the field. Now they're down still a mere 11 points, but definitely going to be more tough now.
The Falcons will have Tyler White and Kraffel back again as Oliver sets up his tee. So 35-24 your score. 3:47 left in the 3rd. A lot of time left in this game. It's not over yet, and this game is a lot closer than it was a half ago. As Damashkin Company ready to go to work again as Oliver signals he's ready. Here's the kick, end over end. And Kraft will take it at the 3. Going to go to the far side of the field to his left. He's out to the 20, out to the 25. Ball pops out loose, and it's recovered by a Falcon. Popped up and rolled through the air. The Falcon doing the honors recovery was Brett Bench, the defensive back out of Reesville, a sophomore. Good reaction as the ball actually popped out and rolled the way the Falcons wanted to go by about 2 yards. Good response there. The Falcons get a pretty decent amount of field position, but a bit of a scare there on the return.
Scary play there for the Falcons. Luckily enough, held on to the ball. Now a big start here for Damashki and the Falcons offense.
2 receivers each side. Klitsky in the backfield with Damashki. Damashki will drop back and then run forward himself. He's out past the 30 to the 35, and he will go down at about the 36, 37, 38-yard line. He collided pretty hard with his tackler, who dropped his shoulder in there. Slow to get up is Felix Coleman, the senior out of Alexandria, Minnesota. And then he takes a knee. Here come the trainers. Maybe a little helmet-on-helmet contact there. That was a pretty close call. And Coleman's headed toward the sideline at a jog. It's 2nd and 2 there on the run by Damashki. Two receivers each side. He's going to send Krivershine and Wenzelberger out right. And here's the snap. Dropping back is Damashki. Forced to the pocket to his right. Still running to his pocket. He's going to go long. Looking for Wenzelberger. He's going to overthrow. Wenzelberger spun out trying to get to the catch, but he just wasn't there.
Had a nice big open field there.
That brings up 3rd and 2. And the 3:03 left to play in the third. It is 3rd and 2 now from the Falcon 38. Same set, 2 receivers, Klitsky in the background. Adedige Giwa also making his first appearance in his first drive today. Damashki will take it himself after backing up the pass. He's past the 40, diving past the 45, and it's a first down Falcons. And Damashki doing a little running of his own to show Ayrton Scott that he's not the only one who can do it. And there's the snap for the first down. Damashki back to pass. Here comes the pass rush. Gets rid of it just in time. Looking for Wenzelberger on the sideline and just overthrew him. Damashki had some contact.
As you said, not many running plays today. Quite a bit of passes. But they're all about those Falcon first downs.
2:40 now left to play as the ball will be spotted at the Falcon 45. 2nd and 10. Same setup, 2 receivers each side. Klitsky will be standing to Damashki's right in the shotgun. Damashki back. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it as he's hit, looking for Wenzelberger, and it just was almost intercepted by the reaching arms of Isaiah Malone. And Damashki was hit hard as he got rid of the ball. And I'll bring up a big 3rd down for the Falcons. And 3rd down conversions. Right now, a bit of a sticking point here. They are 3 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. This is a big, big play here before the end of this 3rd quarter. 3 receivers going to the left. Wenzelberger out right. Klitsky in the backfield in the shotgun when Damashki drives back. Here comes the rush. Gets rid of it over the top. He gets to Wenzelberger for the first down at the 40-yard line of Augsburg.
Big statement right there for the Falcons. 3rd down conversion, nothing better. That's what's been the difference in this game.
3 left, 1 right in Wenzelberger, and they're going to hand this one off to Klitsky. Klitsky past the 40, gets bumped and rolls out to the 44-yard line. Excuse me, the 36-yard line. That's a 4-yard pickup. Well, they're spotted at about 3, so 2nd and 7. The 37, 3 left, 1 right with Klitsky in the backfield. The 1 right is Wenzelberger. Adedige Giwa making his first appearance, as I mentioned before, is Damashki will take it himself, gets bumped, and gets out of bounds at the 36, a 1-yard pickup, another 3rd down. That's going to put it, spot's going to be exactly at the 36. I'm going to say it's the 3rd and 7. That's 100 seconds of the quarter. Play clock at 16. They're going 2 each side. Klitsky in the backfield once again. Shotgun formation. Damashki back to pass. Going across to Wenzelberger. Sliding catch made at the 20. And Wenzelberger was hit hard, but he's getting right back up. They're going to spot that ball Exactly at the 20. Another Falcon first down. That is 3 straight first down conversions on third down for the Falcons.
Can't emphasize enough the great connection from Domashke to Wenzelberger.
Domeshky going for the end zone one more time, and he's got Krivoshine for the touchdown. Going out to his left, a 20-yard strike, and it's a 5-point game. And on this record-breaking day, Austin Domashky and the Falcon offense showing what they can do, and it's becoming very much an offensive affair as Gonzalez takes the field. The Falcons deciding to go for the 1 point here, the sure thing, and hope their defense has an answer on the other side of the field with 1:09 of the play in the third.
And how about Dylan Krivoshine himself having quite a day?
There's the snap. Kick is up for Gonzalez, and it is good. That makes it a 4-point game with 1:09 left. 35-31. That will bring up the Aggies offense. See what head coach Greg Etter and the defense of the Falcons can do with just about a minute left to play in this quarter. And what about that? Dylan Krivoshine. We've been talking about Wenzelberger to Domashke, not just breaths before that. And this time he finds Dylan Krivoshine on a straight pattern out to his left. And Krivoshine having a pretty good day here today. 5 of 5 receptions, 67 yards. And he's actually the second longest receiver so far, and that is he's managed to go for 33 yards for his long.
Big touchdown statement there by the Falcons.
So Gonzalez will set the tee. And it's important that the Falcons do what they can here. Those third down conversions, though, were big, though, on that drive.
Without a doubt. And now flip to the other side, making big stops on third down and defense just as critical as we're set to kick off here to the Aggies.
Gonzalez setting up. And there's the kick. And Malone has it. Past the 30, out to the 35. He's still up at the 40. He's still up, and he's at the 50 where he gets knocked out of bounds. And a late hit by Gonzalez out of bounds. And the flags go flying.
Foolish hit there by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez probably didn't realize where he was standing. But that's one of those things you kind of need to know. Dropped the shoulder after Malone had gone out of bounds. And the flags just came right out. That'll attack on, I believe, an extra 15 yards. And Ayrton Scott has just been handed a present. They're going to put it down at the 37 of CUW.
Without a doubt, and the Falcons defense needs to make a big statement here, or else they're going to be down quite a bit again.
And David Gonzalez, you can't see it, is making a bit of a case on the sidelines to his teammates. He's still upset. Scott drives back the pass, drops from one play. He's going to throw the ball. He misses his receiver as the pass rush just came right on for Ayrton Scott. And you can't see it in your camera lens, ladies and gentlemen, but David Gonzalez was making a case to Austin Domashke that he didn't think the hit was late at the time of the contact. He's very vehemently defending his position here, but the call's the call. 2nd and 10 for the Aggies at the 37-yard line of CUW. Scott will give it to Washington this time. Washington, we have flags everywhere. Flag came out from the near sideline, as you can see in your screen. Diving to the 33-yard line, give or take. See what this call is. They're going to call a whole offensive holding. Number was number 63. That is Andrew Kaninchki out of Toma, the offensive lineman. That drives it back to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 20. We have 48 seconds left in the third. The clock is running. Those holding penalties have been costly for the Aggies. Scott will roll to his right. So screenplay manages to get it out and is caught by Erickson Say, but good coverage there by the Falcons. Stops it from being too big of a gain. It'll be third down and about 19. 19 seconds left in the quarter. This might very well be the last play as the clock is running. Scott sets up. There's the call. He'll drop back. He's going to go long. It's going to be almost intercepted by Brett Waldorf. Waldorf got a hand on it, but couldn't quite keep it in. So with 6.6 seconds left, the punting team for the Aggies head on out there. Big stop by the Falcons.
Absolutely needed that one there as the third quarter is about to wind down. Big stop indeed. 6 seconds to go.
So the punting unit is out there. Once again, the punter is Connor Helgeson, who's actually a starting offensive lineman, but he also punts. So he's going to punt it off to White. Gets the kick away. It's going to be a spinner. White is going to call a fair catch and take it at about the 6-yard line of CUW. So that'll be the end of the third quarter. The Falcons making a big stand after a big score. Going into the final quarter, it is 35-31 in favor of the Aggies of Augsburg. Don't go away. The fourth quarter yet to come on the Concordia Sports Network. You're watching continuing coverage of Falcons football. First and 10 for the Falcons to open the fourth quarter on their own 6-yard line. Dropping passes to Mashke. He will connect to his receiver. We'll get it out to about the 10. That target was Derek Estefan, and we have a late, what might be a late hit as the flag comes out. What a way to start off the quarter. Waiting for the official word from the referee. It's a face mask against the Aggies. So there's the first down and an extra 15 yards tacked on to the end of the play. That'll put the ball at the 26-yard line of the Falcons on the near hash mark. We're not even 8 minutes in, and the Falcons get the first down. They'll put they'll put 3 receivers out right, 2 left, no one in the backfield but the Mashke. He's going to go and connect to Majewski. Majewski brought down and about the line of scrimmage.
Mashke continues to pass the ball at about 280 yards passing now for the game.
He continues his climb through the record books as he takes Kutzke back into the backfield. 2 receivers each side. He will drop back. Here comes the rush. Gets it away. Looking and connecting at the 50-yard line with Derek Estefan.
Sure enough, another Falcon first down there.
Estefan rolling out to the 49, so another first down. 14-15 left. It'll be at the 49 of Augsburg. Mashke back. Connecting once again to Majewski. Majewski breaks a tackle and spins out to about the 43, 42-yard line before he's brought down on the tackle by Alan Medina Gonzalez.
Damashki really making use of his entire receiving core.
2nd and 4, out to Majewski. Once again, Majewski out to the 40, diving for the first down on the near side. Did he get it? And they're waving the chains on. Another first down. Apparently the offense was just a late bloomer here today because they are rolling 1st and 10 from the 37 of Augsburg. 2 receivers, a fake handoff to Klitsky. Long throw, connecting with Estfin at the 21-yard line. He's tackled out of bounds, and another first down. I'm getting kind of tired of saying first down, though. I'm sure the Falcon fans don't mind hearing it. 13:34 now. 1st and 10 from the Augie 23. Damashki back to pass. Throws again. Going down with the catch is Derek Estfin, falling down on the slide. He advances it inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line, so in the red zone now.
And Derek Estfin having a big drive.
2nd and 4 now. Damashki fakes the handoff to Klitsky. No, he lets Klitsky have it. No, he takes it himself. Fooled everybody. Runs out. That pass to 10 inside the 5, and a late flag comes out. See what happens here. Might be a hold against the Falcons. And that's what the signal seems to be going, so that's coming back. That penalty's going to go against Nick Smith.
And with so many passes in a row here for the Falcons, you'd think that run game would be pretty effective there. Unfortunately, the penalty brought him back a bit.
It's going to be placed at the 25. That's going to be 2nd and 12. Damashki, 2 receivers each side. He's going to drop back in the shotgun. He's going to go long looking for Wenzelberger. Caught. Did he make it to the end zone in the corner? He's going to be, they're going to say he broke the plane. He broke the plane just at the marker. Garrett Wenzelberger, his 3rd touchdown of the day. And would you look at that, the Falcons have the lead again. It is 37-35 with 12:52 left to play. Garrett Wenzelberger on a slant route out to the left side, makes the catch at about the 2, leaps in just past the marker, breaking the plane, and there you go.
How about that? Wenzelberger with 3 touchdowns on the day now. Having himself yet another career game.
Gonzalez out for the kick. The kick goes up, and it is good. And it's a field goal differential now here. It is 38-35 as the Falcons 2 big plays late in the second half here with 12:52 left. It is the Falcons 38 and the Augies of Augsburg College 35. And how about that drive? It seems Wenzelberger has tied for the 4th time his high for receiving touchdowns. He has set this mark 3 times previously at Wisconsin Lutheran, October 29th. In 2011 at Aurora, November 3rd, 2012. And last year against Trine, that was September 21st. So this is the 4th time in his career he has had a hat trick of touchdowns. A hat trick is 3 times for those of you listeners who aren't hockey fans. So Ayrton Scott and company, once again, now playing off their 2nd deficit. And Brett, you have to admit, the Falcons definitely late bloomers this game here. This game did not seem like it would be this close based on what we saw in the first half.
Without a doubt, Nathan. Falcons continuing to roll, giving an answer to the Augies' couple scores here this half as well. Big scoring game. And I think not from here on out, it's going to be a battle of the defenses.
So Gonzalez steps out for the kickoff. Once again, kicking off to Malone. There you go, end over end. Malone will have to field it at the 4, bobbled it for a second. He's going to break out to the 10. He's going to try to get around. He is tackled from behind. That is Chip McKay out of Hebron, Illinois. Got him at the waist at about the 10-yard line and dragged him down. And that could have been a 20-yard return, held to about 6. As the Falcons special teams also having a pretty big game here today.
That's surely what you want to see after a big score. Having them start way down in the end of the field.
And here we go. 12:47 with the play. They'll be spotted exactly at the 10. 1st and 10. The Augies now trailing the Falcons by 3. There's the snap. Taking himself is Scott. He's right up the middle. He's got the first down and more. He's finally taken down at about the 23-yard line. And Ayrton Scott doing his best to respond here today. And we're looking here right now. It seems Garrett Wenzelberger is approaching yet another milestone, Brett.
219 yards, single game high for him there. And you'd think he couldn't get much better, but.
And we have a drop pass by Washington, who rolled out to his right to the 20-yard line. And yeah, it seems Garrett Wenzelberger is not that far away here today at 219, his personal mark. He's at 193. And we have second down coming up here now from the 22-yard line after the drop pass by Washington. They'll send out the two receivers each side. And there's the snap. Washington taking it across, and he's wrapped up and brought down. Good response there by the Falcons. They'll pick up third down and about 8. And the Falcon defensive line really started to show some gumption here.
Without a doubt, shutting Washington down completely here.
You wonder what play they're going to pull out next, because converting a third down has been kind of the specialty here of the Aggies.
Falcons looking to make a bold statement here. 3rd and 7.
Man in motion to now each side. Dropping back is Scott. He's got an open man in the middle of the field. It's Sonnenfeld. Sonnenfeld taking it down to the Concordia logo and being brought down just shy of the 50. And it's another first down for the Aggies. Another third down conversion.
Wide open. Absolutely cannot let that happen. Too easy there.
That will be the 24th first down for the Aggies here today. 11:26 left to play in the game. As Scott continues to roll, and he's going to give that one to Washington. Washington is clipped down by Waldorf at about the line of scrimmage. See where the spot is. So it doesn't look like there was any gain there. Another 2nd and 10 this time from the Augsburg 48.
Don't know what their logic is here with the hurry, no huddle offense, as the Falcons have been doing as well. But as you said, the line coming up big, getting some stops on the run.
Scott rolls to his right. Got an open man. He's got Bassard brought down with the first down yardage at about the 37-36. And continuing to roll with the Aggies here. This might be a game of who can get it to the end zone the most times in the fourth quarter.
No kidding, Nathan. And sure enough, now they're taking advantage of the pass.
As Washington breaks for first down yardage and more, he's out to the 20, the 15, and finally brought down inside the 10.
And as we say that, another big run by the halfback Washington.
And the rolling continues here today. As there's the snap, and Scott's going to take it himself right up the middle, and he gets the touchdown. That makes it 41-38.
How about that, Ayrton Scott? This Augsburg offense, tough to beat, without a doubt.
Though you have to admit this game is much, much closer as they sit up for, Oliver sits up for the kick. This is much closer than last year's game. As here's the snap. Oliver winds up, fires it up there, and it is good. And it's a 4-point game. 42-38 in favor of the Aggies.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nathan, even with that score there for the Aggies, Concordia defense really proving what they want to do, and that was make teams one-dimensional. They've been stopping the run a lot better. A couple big passes hurt them, unfortunately, but you see some signs of improvement, and that's what they're all about.
And the Falcons now have 38 points scored, which is the mirror image of their highest scoring game ever. They've scored 38 today. They scored 83 against Concordia University of Chicago back in 1999.
83 points in a game. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine being the defensive coordinator of Chicago.
No kidding.
So there we go there, and We mentioned Garrett Wenzelberger having a marquee day. Here he still has plenty of time with 10:24 left in the game to maybe further his legacy some more. Austin Damashki doing pretty good for himself as well. 425 is his passing mark for one game. And he's at 361 as we currently speak. We'll see what they got as Oliver sets up for the kick. There it is. Spinning kick. Looks like Kreffel's going to take it at about the 10. He's at the 20. 25. Keeping with his blockers. Holds on to it just shy of the 30. He'll be taken out of the 28-yard line. And Austin Damashki, as we mentioned, in-game records. He has 361 yards. That leaves him, if I did my math correctly, and I rarely am ever wrong on this one, is 64 yards of passing shy of crossing the record he set last year for passing yards in one game.
We talked about the Concordia offense time of possession, and it's looking a little better here in the second half.
Damashki was rushed on that one. Just overthrowing Derek Estven. So second down from the Falcon 28. And here we have a quick stop here as Damashki looks at the sideline. There's a snap. Damashki back. Here comes the pressure. He had plenty of time. Threads the needle to Estven. And that is a first down.
What a throw there by Wenzelberger. Picture perfect.
Threading the needle right there. Damashki 26 complete passes now. He's going to leave it out there for Majewski. Majewski maybe gets a yard out of that. Damashki now at 380, passing yards. That means he is 45 yards shy of breaking the record he himself set. And 28 receptions. As he stands by and looks over. And he's going to take it himself. He's all the way up to the 50, the 45, the 40. He's got the first down, spins out, and gets down about the 37, 36-yard line. And Austin Damashki not taking no for an answer that time. And that's another Falcon first down. And the Falcons had some difficulties getting the first down in the first half here. But here, they've certainly made some transitions.
Without a doubt. And the defense spread out wide there as Concordia has been sending out two receivers on each side almost every play. So they were expecting the pass, so Damashki got a nice hole up the middle.
Damashki gets it away, looking for Wenzelberger. Got it at the 20. Is it a catch?
Looks like it.
And it is. They're going to place it inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Another beautiful pass.
And Damashki's record is just continuing to push towards records that he himself set. He's also set the record of 31, actually. A flag on the play was thrown late. And they're signaling as a player goes down. It's number 48. And this is a confused play. There's a lot of talkings going on down there. It's number 48. It's Denzel Anderson. See what the call is. It is a holding call, but on who? The referee is not signaling as he seems to be in trouble with his microphone. And they're going to call Wenzelberger for the holding. So he will have to go back. That's an interesting call. Nenzelberger called for the holding.
Again, the Falcons are looking to come up big here today. They've struggled against the Augies. 4 consecutive losses against them dating back to 2008.
So Wenzelberger will stand at 2,213 yards. He is 6 shy of tying his personal best and the record he set. That was back against Lakeland in 2013. That was very much a marquee day. A lot of records were broken that day. Wenzelberger now with the 2nd and 16. He'll drop back. He's going to go long. He's got a wide open man and a touchdown. This time going to Derek Estfin on the right side. And Austin Damashki gets another touchdown.
Have a day, Austin Damashki.
That is his 6th passing touchdown, which ties the record set in 1992 by Herb Punzak at Concordia University St. Paul. That game in 1992 was Gonzalez was ready up here to make it a 3-point game. It's 44-42 down in favor of the Falcons.
Esfin's got to be feeling pretty good about himself as well.
There's the kick. It is up, and it is good. And, Brett, what do you think about the way this game has shaped up here as the Falcons have hammered it home?
It's looking a lot better here in the second half. A lot more consistent play, especially on offense, something they were lacking there in the first half, and they've really got a good flow going.
Austin Damashki, I should mention, is now 424 yards on the day. He is 1 yard shy of breaking the record he set last year against Lakeland. So what do you know about that? He also has 30 completed passes, which is, I mentioned before, 1 shy of the record, which is 31. And 5 touchdown passes, which also is now 1 shy.
Crazy numbers, Nathan. Tell you what, he'd be worth something in fantasy football today.
Wisconsin Lutheran is now losing to Trinity International by a score of 49-22 for those of you who wish to look it up. Once again, when Damashki 1 yard shy of breaking the record for most passing yards in a game, a record he set last year. He's also 1 touchdown pass shy of tying the record of 6 set by Herb Punzak in 1992. The Falcons now lead by 3 with 8:27 left to play in the game. They still have to face Ayrton Scott's very efficient offense, as the Augies have been able to respond almost every single time. There's the kick. Mullins got it. He dropped it. He dropped it. Smith Brewer scoops it up, and he's going to be brought down on a hard tackle at the 15-yard line on that far side. He was brought down by Chip McKay.
As you said, Nathan, certainly a battle of the offenses here. Concordia has a 3-point lead right now. See if the defense can get a big stop here.
5 passing TDs. Damashki previously mentioned has tied a twice record, once against Trine in 2013, once against Aurora in 2012. He is 1 shy of tying the record set in 1992. But Ayrton Scott's turn now to have the football with 8:21 left to play in the game. And the Augies have proven they can respond. He's going to keep the ball himself and go out wide to the side, trying to get past Shannon Smith. He's out to the 20, and he's going to get out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down. So 8:14 says your clock. Scott sets him up. High snap, hands it off to Washington, but he kept it himself. He manages to break a tackle, gets past first down yardage. The ball came out! And the Falcons say they got it, but it looks like they're going to say the ball came out because of contact with the ground. It was a first down for the Augies. And the Falcon fans thought they had themselves An amazing opportunity here, but it's going to keep moving here. The clock's still moving under 8 minutes now as Scott's going to drop back the pass on the 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. Got rid of it. Open man in the middle of the field. It was Bassard. Bassard out past the 45, 46. He's going to be brought down by a slew of blue jerseys and another first down for the Aggies. Clock stopped to move the chains at 7:40.
Man, I tell you, a lot of this offense coming on the run first half, but Ayrton Scott and the Aggies this second half, now into the fourth quarter, really making use of the pass, throwing Concordia's defense off. CUW defense really looking to hold on here.
$7:20 left. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Aggies. Ayrton Scott ready to go. Hands it off to Washington. Washington across the scrimmage. Gets about 2-3 yards before he's brought down.
Both offenses here the second half just on a roll. Both teams perfect 100% in the red zone for scoring chances. Augsburg also 7 of 11 on third downs.
On the 2nd and 7 from the 49 of Augsburg, Scott will drop back. He's going to go long. This time it looks like he's going to wind up and fire. Looking for Friesen, and he missed. And the Falcons, I can almost hear from here, despite the glass, wanted a pass interference there. There was a little push off there, but not enough for the ref to throw the flag. He was looking right at it. Big third down here for the Falcons. 3rd and 7 from the 49 Aggies line, from the Aggie 49-yard line.
Difference maker coming right here. Augsburg, as I said, have been very good on third down, but Concordia looking to make a very big, bold statement at that.
Scott will drop back. He's going to take it himself to the right side. He's going to get rid of it on the screen. And did he get it? He looks like he's right at the line. I think they got it. And they did. 3rd down conversion, big time for the Aggies.
Augsburg just having an answer for everything here this afternoon. And you really can't discredit this CUW defense. Really working hard. They've made some big plays, but as we've said, Ayrton Scott coming up with an answer for everything, whether it be the run or the pass.
Scott will roll out to his left now on 1st and 10 from the 44. He's got an open shot, and he threw it past the receiver. Good coverage there. He was looking for Hunter Friesen. This time Shan Smith on the coverage. So 45-42 the score remains. 5:50 left to play in the game. 2nd down and 10 from the 44 of CUW.
Augsburg offense still well ahead of CUW. Over 500 total offensive yardage.
And Scott gets the snap, hands it off to Washington. Washington up the middle, might have first down yards as he slides down and falls across the 35. I think they're going to mark it a yard short. So another big 3rd down coming up here for the Falcons. Ayrton Scott using the huddle again. Looks like they're trying to chew up more time here to give CUW not a lot to work with in case they do score. 2 receivers each side. And there's a handout to Washington. Washington's going to be, he's going to bring it across the line. It was almost stuffed, but he managed to slide free, and he gets to the 30.
Concordia almost had him there. What a big punch through there for Washington and the Aggies.
It'll be placed at the 31-yard line of CUW, so 1st and 10 there. And we're exactly 5 minutes remaining into the end of the game. And the clock continues to tick. And there's the snap. Going back is Scott. He's going to have to run up himself. McDermott trying to strip it loose. Managed to get the first hand on him and drag him down past the 30 to about the 29-yard line. So a gain of about 2. Good reaction there by McDermott. So here we go. 2nd and 8 from the 29 of CUW. Big stop there by McDermott as we near the 4-minute mark, as the Aggies just trying to wind down the ball, the clock for one last strike as they continue to control the ball. Scott. Snap, hand off to Washington, keeps it himself. Nice fake out to the 25, gets around to the 20. He has first down yardage, is knocked out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. The Aggies are a little bit closer to striking one more time.
Aggies run game back all over Concordia's defense right now.
Clock stopped at 4 minutes. Ball will be spotted at about the 17. And Scott taking another moment to review with his teammates as the clock is now running and the play clock's at 12. Aggies taking the thing, play clock at 10.
Falcons got to be looking to get all over Ayrton Scott here. Apply that pressure, and there he goes
Scott
again.
takes himself up the 15 to the 10. He's already out to the 5. He's going to be brought down by the Falcons, by Kraffel and Brian Thomas at about the 3-yard line. Clock's up at 3:28. Play clock's running, so is the game clock. Aggies using their ball control as an attempt to get the ball in the end zone and leave the Falcons with not much time to work with. Clock continues to tick away. 15 on the play clock. Three out left, 1 out right. Washington in the background. Hand off, fakes it to Reese Washington, and he gets in there. Ayrton Scott with the rushing touchdown. 48-45 is now your score.
That fake handoff has sure been throwing the Falcons defense off today.
2:56 remaining to play in the game, and it's now a 3-point game as Oliver takes the field to take yet another shot at it. And here's the kick by Oliver, and it is good. And we have ourselves a 4-point game. 49-45 your score with 2:56 left to play in regulation. And the Falcons, not with a lot of time to work with, but then again, the no-huddle offense is a bit of their specialty. But still, they have their work cut out for them.
Scoring has been back and forth here for both teams all half. CUW picked up 30 first downs at North Park last week, and they're really looking to keep that going here late in the fourth quarter. A lot of pass plays, and they need something big here now to answer.
Falcons will take the field right now, preparing to what might be their final drive of the game. This is a bit of a situation here because if you need to go, if you get to the fourth down, you kind of have to go for it because the Ayrton Scott and team has made it perfectly clear they're more than willing to sit on the ball and let time just roll on. As we stand by for the kick return. Here we go. As Oliver signals he's ready, and here's the kick. It's a line driver. It's going to bounce right into Tyler White's hands at the 15, he's out to the 20, to the 25. Got a block and get out to the 30 and get down to the 31, 32. Excellent field position to start for the Falcons. And here comes the Falcon offense with 2:51 left to play in the game. And they got to move themselves fast.
Falcons offense has really been on a roll here the second half, but now comes the biggest drive of the game so far for them.
So here we go. As Domashki, he's going with 5 receivers to start. 3 left, 2 right. He's going to drop back on first down and fire ahead. He managed, it looks like he got a hit on there as he just underthrew Shea Klitsky in the area of the 45-yard line. Would have been first down with the catch. That stops the clock at 2:47. And we'll see how many more career days are made here, as Domashki could have broken a record with that pass completion. But 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line of CUW. Domashki goes back. Has to take it himself. Manages to squirm free and fall forward, but he's pulled down just about the line of scrimmage. It might be a 1-yard loss. And the Augie faithful are jumping up and down. And it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10. Domashki just got back to the line of scrimmage in time. As Domashki one more time drops back. He's going to go in the middle. He's got Wenzelberger. Wenzelberger's going to die, but he's going to be shy, it looks like. Did he get the ball out there? He managed to cross to the 40, but he might be shy. And they're going to mark it as a 4th down. They were a yard short.
Hurry offense here.
4th and 1, and Domashki takes it himself, and he makes it through. He breaks through beyond the line of scrimmage, out past the 45 to the 47-yard line. Real quick move. First down with 1:52, and the Falcons, with all their timeouts remaining, prepared to use them. But it's a 1:50 left, and the time's running.
How about that clutch situation there?
2 receivers each side. Klitsky in the backfield in the shotgun. Domashki dropping back. Here comes the pass rush. Goes over the top, and Shea Klitsky is hit after the ball was underneath him. And the Falcons faithful wanted a late hit because he was hit after the ball bounced on the deck, but no call there. 2nd and 10. Clock stops at 1:38. And Austin Domashki has, in fact, broken the record for most passing yards in a game. But he's going to drop back here. He's going to go to Wenzelberger, jumping catch at the line of scrimmage, past the 50. He's still up. He's going to be brought down at the 50. 90 seconds left in the game. Austin Domashki, 434 and 31 completions. That might have been number 32 right there. Thus making him the record holder there as well for completions in the game, waiting for live stats to catch up with us. 3rd and 7 from the 50. Domashki, back to pass, has time, rolling to his left. He's going to go looking for Wenzelberger. Wenzelberger lost it at the 35-yard line. It is incomplete. Wenzelberger had bobbled it and then was hit and lost it. So it's official. Austin Domashki's official stats, 32 completions. That's a record for most in the game. 437 passing yards. That's a record in the game. And a big 4th down, the biggest 4th down of the contest. It is 4th and 7 from the 50-yard line. Looks like we have a timeout called. We have an injured player down, actually. Clock is stopped at 1:07.
Yet, of course, Domashki breaking his own records there. Now on 4th and 7. Needs a big response. This injury timeout might be good for them. Regroup here and set something up.
Garrett Wenzelberger, 226 yards himself. That's a record for him as well. Receiving yards, he set that one against Lakeland. They had a marquee game there. What can you say? Now he's a record holder. Now they need to make it a W. 4th and 7 from the 50-yard line. Falcons are going to go for it here. This could be the game. 2 receivers each side. Klitsky in the backfield. Domashki in shotgun. Domashki drops back. He's going to go over the top. He's got Wenzelberger. And Wenzelberger's got the first down. Wenzelberger going down inside the 40. And the Falcon roll continues. 1:02 left.
And who else than Garrett Wenzelberger? Coming up big late for the Falcons here.
That's his 13th reception. Is Domashki, 1st and 10 from the 38. Drops back. Here comes the rush. He's got time. He's going to go long looking for Wenzelberger. It's going to be intercepted. He overthrew Wenzelberger, and it's going to be intercepted. This is by Felix Coleman.
Looks like they had some miscommunication there.
Felix Coleman intercepting it at the 10, and what a heartbreaker that'll be. After that big 4th down, he overthrew Wenzelberger by a good 5 yards. It is 1st down and 10 from the Augie 10.
Absolute heartbreaker, Nathan.
And Augsburg just needs to come in and take a knee on it, and that is going to be that. And you just don't want to see a game like this end with the amount of records that have been broken here today. From passing yards in a game.
Domashki looking there like he wanted his receiver to keep on going, but he just stopped and rerouted. Who knows what the ultimate conclusion was, but truly unfortunate.
And Scott takes the field with 46.5 left. Looks like they're going to play this one out. He's going to hand it to Jerice Washington, and Washington is going to be brought down. He's going to fight for some extra space and manages to get across to about the 14-yard line. And everyone has timeouts left, so they're using it as the Falcons use a timeout. Freezing the clock at 40.1. So there's still a chance here for CW with a 1st down, and it's all she wrote. And as much as the fans came out here, there's still a chance here, but that is just an unfortunate twist of fate there after getting that 4th down conversion to throw an interception. As the teams return to the field after the timeout, it is 2nd and 7, ball marked at the 14-yard line of Augsburg. And they're still at it. Ayrton Scott in the shotgun. Going to get it, and he's going to take it himself up the middle, 15. And he's going to be brought down shy of the 20. Now he's going to not get the 1st down. Another timeout called by CW, their 2nd timeout with 35.4. Their only hope here is to stop the third down conversion, call their last timeout, and then do something with that punt. So there's still a chance here, but a 1st down, and that should be it.
Absolutely. Clock stopped here. You never know. But just unfortunate timing here for the Falcons. But credit Augsburg. They have really came up big today here.
So it'll be 3rd and 3, ball placed at the 18 as both teams in the huddle after the timeout. And what a heartbreaker as both these teams went at each other in a very offensive contest, a much closer game than the 51-17 win by Augsburg last year. 49-45 your score, 35 seconds on the clock. The Falcon defense is out there, and this is the 3rd down. As Augsburg looking to put this one away. Scott in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's going to take it himself, and he is going to break free, and he's got it, and more. And to the 30, to the 40, he might be gone. He's at the 50, to the 40. Kraffel trying to stop him. He's at the 50, the 10, the 5, and he's going to be brought down hard. Did he make it to the end zone? They're going to say he did. Brought down just as he crossed the goal line, and that is the exclamation point right there. 20 seconds flat left on the clock. It is now 55-45 Augsburg.
Who else than Ayrton Scott for the Augies there? Exclamation point indeed.
So one final time. Looks like Oliver will come out there for the final point after attempt. And the Falcon faithful have been suddenly gone silent As it looks like there might actually be a 2-point conversion attempt here. Looks like they're going to kneel on it.
Yep, taking the knee.
And the knee is taken. They're not even going to bother to try for the point after attempt. They just take the knee, which means the Falcons have 20 seconds worth to work with. But barring a very, very unlikely event, this looks to be like it's it. As the teams head to the sideline, so we'll start recapping the stats now here for you.
Big battle today by both teams, though. All across the field, offense, defense, special teams, you name it.
All right, here we have the stats sheet up here. So, Brett, take it away. Tell them what happened here today.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nathan, Augsburg College just that bit more efficient on offense, 33 first downs. Concordia also did very well, fell up short just a bit, 24 there for them. Augsburg College did it all, whether it be the run, but then Concordia stopped the run and they went right to the pass, and sure enough, drove right on down, more and more first downs. Third down efficiency, 9 of 13 for Augsburg.
.450 passing yards for Austin Domashke, a personal record and a program record for passing yards in the game of 450 compared to Ayrton Scott's 272. Ayrton Scott had 22 of 35 passing compared to 33 of 50 for Domashke. Domashke once again setting a record there for most passing completions as Oliver takes the field and is ready to kick it off. There it is. He's going to line drive it. It's going to bounce and be fielded by the Falcons. And they're going to take it up to about the 35-yard line. Fielding it was Andrew Gatz out of Dousman, Wisconsin. And 13.9 seconds, so the Falcons are going to have to go out there and do what they can. Rushing yards, this is a big difference here. 44 for the Falcons, 328 for Augsburg. Both teams threw at least one interception. Time of possession, 39-50 in favor of Augsburg. As Domashke sets up, will be the final play. He's going to give it to Klitsky. Klitsky up to the 40, to the 45. He's going to be brought down. And he got the first down, so they'll stop the clock at 8.6 seconds.
And I'll tell you what, Nathan, both teams, as we said, so efficient on offense, but biggest key in the game was that time of possession. Augsburg at almost 40 minutes versus Concordia not even 20.
And the Falcons let the clock run out, and that is the final score right there. Augsburg College continues their winning streak over the Falcons by a score of 55-45. Story once again, Ayrton Scott, 22 of 35 passing for 272 yards for 3 touchdowns. He threw 1 interception. Jerice Washington ran the ball 24 times for 178 yards and 1 touchdown. Ayrton Scott ran 27 times for 150 yards and had 3 touchdowns himself. His favorite target was Hunter Friesen, who had 7 receptions for 96 yards, the long being for the average being 13.7, the long being for 33. And, of course, 2 touchdowns. Scott Bussard had 4 receptions for 53 yards, bore a touchdown himself. On the Falcons side, Austin Domashke finishing with 33 completions, a new school record for in a game, 450 yards, a new school record, tying his own personal best of 5 passing touchdowns, and threw 1 interception, that interception being the game changer at the end of the drive that could have won the game for the Falcons. Shea Klitsky, 4 rushes for 10 yards total. Garrett Wenzelberger having another career day himself, 239 yards is a new record in receiving yards, 13 receptions. You have to give credit, though, to the rest of the receiving corps. Derek Estefan, 8 receptions for 113 yards. Dylan Krivoshine had 5 receptions for 67 yards. Both those young men had a touchdown. Wenzelberger had the hat trick with 3 touchdowns. And that was a great stat sheet, but unfortunately just not enough
And you look at Austin Damashki's numbers for today, and you couldn't be any more impressed. Unfortunately, that's still not enough to overcome this very great Augsburg Augies team. They just had that extra edge today. Slight bit more efficient on offense and got all over their defense.
Brett Waldorf led the Falcons with 8 tackles, 6 solo, and 1 for loss. And that is just the unfortunate last staple there. Is the Falcons had a chance, one last drive, but unfortunately just didn't quite go the way they wanted. And that's going to do it here from Tomasini Stadium. Thanks, everyone, for watching. The next broadcast on the Concordia Sports Network will be coming up this Tuesday. That will be Edgewood College against women's volleyball. That will be at 7 p.m. Video will kick in about 15 minutes to the hour. That is Tuesday, so that's coming up. So stay tuned for that. The next football broadcast here for Tomasini Stadium for football will be against Albion College a week from today. That will take place at 1 p.m. for the kickoff. And that'll be Special Olympics Day, and it'll be the MIAA NAC Challenge. So please feel free to turn into that here. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Brett Ludke, our camera person, Kelsey Herrera, and the entire staff here at CUW Athletic Communications, headed by Stephen Schauer. This is Nathan Kerner saying thank you, everyone, once again for joining us. We hope to see you next time. Once again, your final score, the Augies of Augsburg College 55, the Falcons of CW 45. This has been a presentation of Falcons football on the Concordia Sports Network.